Yes, people. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspectives. Welcome back to another transfer watch on a Chelsea Perspective. And in fact, the floodgate just swung open, and we're gonna stand by the floodgate and watch all the whole stuff, everything that comes out of it. So if you're not close by it, we will keep updating you on whatever that comes out of the floodgate. So today we'll talk about Raheem Sterling signing for Chelsea. We'll talk about Armando Broja staying back. We'll talk about De Ligt and a whole lot of other news that concerns Chelsea Football Club. So sit back, relax, and again, yes, we've done it. The floodgate is open now. So watch out how many players Chelsea Football Club are going to sign. Sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, find the player, sign the player, announce the player. One just happened. The deal has crossed the line. I'm not concerned if it's going to fall through or not. It sounds like everything is done. And that is a glorious day for all of us Chelsea fans. And I believe, and again, you know and I know that we're not done yet. We're just getting started. So sit back, relax. And again, like I told you, we'll be right at the floodgate, of which I told you is now open, and whatever comes out of that floodgate, we will update you. Be sure to stay tuned on Chelsea Perspective. Be part of the Blue Morning Show. Be a part of the evening shows to stay updated on whatever Chelsea is doing in the transfer market. I'm going to start immediately, as it is, with the culture here on Chelsea Perspective to find out how those in the chart are doing, because it is inclusive here, it is interactive, so we carry along those in the chart as the show progresses. This is Julius Amo says Barca wants Raphinha uncredited. Barca is a joke. There is no way Leeds United are accepting these, but we will find out. Again, Summit Gang says, yep, again, that's exactly what they want. And Tribute said, why such a long intro? Giving me digestion. Why are you looking for my trouble? Why are you always trying to find a way to fight me? I'm just kidding, my friend. You know, I appreciate all your support. So thank you very much. Yeah, Dictator here. I saw that. And I let you guys slug it out in the morning. And one of them got mad and gave the show thumbs down in the chat and left, but that's okay. It happens. We cannot all agree. RK says, why many players want to go to Barca? Maybe they didn't see the news about Barca have a depth salary with PK, with FDJ, and Barca keep asking many players to lower their salary. Again, they have a very rich culture, and so for some players, all they want to do is just to bear the name that they at one point in their career played for Barcelona. In the case of Ousmane Dembele, I suspect if his wife is Spanish, that may have been the case of what we're hearing that's going on there. But that is, by the way, I'm going to skip all these anyway and continue reading to make sure all the people in the chat are doing it well. And as you're coming in, please take a second to like the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Again, like I've always told you, I'd rather you like the video than you donating your hard-earned cash to the channel, because you being part of the conversation, you being in the chat, contributing, you sharing the video, you watching, even not typing anything, those things do go a long way for the channel. There are other ways the channel can make money. So thank you already for 7 likes. I know we can do better than that. So please keep liking the video if you haven't. Seen a picture of Sterling outside Stamford Bridge already. Outside Stamford Bridge office entrance, wearing a new shirt, but who knows, so many Photoshop pictures. Yeah, you indirectly telling me you know what I'm doing. Yep, who knows which one is the truth and which one isn't the truth. Again, I think you're spot on there. We have to trade carefully. Again, there's been quite a lot of them out there even before he signed. That happened the moment we start hearing that we're looking to sign him. Again, if you're in the chat, let me know how happy you are that we've signed Raheem Sterling. It's been almost 500 years that we started talking about it. I think it's about a week ago. I'm just kidding anyway. About a week ago or so that we heard Fabrizio Romano and other news outlets saying, okay, we've signed him. We have a total agreement with Manchester City that all that is left is for the player to join us. But it turns out that wasn't the truth. And now, again, finally, I think we've gotten the deal across the line. So thank you very much, True Blue. Is it just you and me at the moment in here? Good question. About time a signing. Yep, the floodgate is finally open. The floodgate is finally open. And like I told you, Chelsea Perspective will be right at the front of the gate to keep an eye. Whatever that comes out of there, we will be well aware of it. In fact, we'll develop a special software. The moment the news is out there, we will find out and we will keep you updated. So my advice to you is don't go anywhere. Keep an eye on Chelsea Perspective, Blue Morning Show, the evening shows, so you will not miss anything. Even the automated shows. Barca have a salary cap by La Liga. If they sell the young, if they sell the youngest, so his old salary comes out of the fee. Simple. That info is not. It's not me being a dictator. Nobody. I think. Can you please take that out of your name? Says, hey, Kachila, hi, Jasviala, how are you doing? Some good news finally, and I hope you're enjoying it. How are you, my Blues brothers? We are doing well, and I sincerely do hope every other person in the chat, they're also doing well. Welcome, Jasviala, PJ Artist. So finally, Lee, it isn't just you both. We have other people in the chat anyway. Again, I'm gonna follow Raheem Sterling in a bit, but first, we want to know. Not this one. I think the news I'm looking for is this one here, but I want to bring this one. This one I want to really bring close to it. Which one is it? I'm not sure. I'm missing Raheem Sterling. I went to his page and I wanted to follow him, but that's by the way. I think I will come back to it in a bit. This is a Fabrizio Romano's Twitter feed. It says Raheem Sterling to Chelsea. Here we go. A final approval arrived from Manchester City. It is worth 45 million, but I'm seeing somebody that says a correction that the deal is actually worth 47.5 million. But whatever it is, the most important thing is that he's will become a Chelsea player soon after his medicals. Plus 10 million add-ons. Personal terms agreed days ago. It was never an issue. It's done. A contract until 2027, plus options for further year. Tuchel already had direct conversations with him. I think we learned about that a while ago. Again, if you're in the chat, let us know how happy you are. Evening, Lee, you and addicted to me. Again, can you stop saying that? I know somebody called you that in the morning, but yeah, I don't think you should be calling yourself that. Sterling, 47.5 million. Here we go. Great signing. A Premier League proven. Won like 5 Premier League with them. Again, let's forget about the Premier League proven aspect of the whole thing, because the truth is that's no guarantee. But I am hopeful. I sincerely do believe that Sterling will do well at Chelsea Football Club. Again, just let me know how happy you are. And this is my sister, Chama Yosef. How are you doing, Chama Kekime? I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. I hope things are well with you, and I sincerely do mean that. I haven't seen you in a while. So please do let us know that you're fine. Thank you, Lee. Again, says Coachella, I was called editor this morning, and that was that was a nice name. Okay, if you like it, that's up to you. No add-ons. Okay, I see. But Fabrizio is saying 10 million add-ons. So you're saying no add-ons. Hey, Aviola and True Blue. Again, hi, Choma. How is everyone else? Okay, doing. Again, let me know how happy you are that we've the deal. We've crossed the line, and I'm going to keep an eye on the Raheem Sterling Twitter account to see when he changes his cover photo to one where he was wearing a Chelsea shirt, and I'm going to follow him right now. And if you do the same, if you want to do the same, That would be nice to see you do that. Again, we have other things to talk about, but I'm going to switch to other topics, and we will come back to Raheem Sterling when, in fact, if the panelists, if they have time to come join me, that will be fine. If not, I will, go solo, and believe me, I will continue solo, and I believe me, you will love it also. Here says he changed when a medical done. Okay, that's when he. No, it doesn't have to be when it's official. Again, let me just. I think that's a better phrase for it. Hello, everyone. Is Sterling signing mean that Ziyech can go? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. Sterling plays on the left hand side, while Ziyech prefers to operate on the right hand side. But there's a chance. Yes, Ziyech may well be let go because we signed Sterling, and there's a chance also Ziyech stays because he's gone up for preseason with the team. We don't know what's really going on. There's a chance everything we've heard about AC Milan and Ziyech are all not true. Again, I don't know if you think the things we've heard about him moving to AC Milan, if they're true, and you're in the chat, please do let me know. But again, Ziyech is a player I wouldn't want to leave Chelsea Football Club. He's one of our most creative players. And if, in fact, Thomas Tuchel, from what we heard, that he's willing, to change the system, again, I'd like Hakim Ziyech to stay if Thomas Tuchel is, in fact, going to start playing 4-3-3, which means Ziyech will get to play in his preferred position, and that we'll see the best of him. Kronistan says Sterling Fabrizio confirmed. Yeah, and other outlets also have confirmed the news, not just Fabrizio Romano. Here, Chama Yosef says, I am doing great. I had a very busy week. I understand. Again, it is like that sometimes because bills are done, paid themselves. So, yeah, we have to work to get to take care of the bills. The Added Time podcast, how are you doing, brother? Nice to see you here. I hope you're doing well. It is done. Finally, it is done. And hopefully nothing changes again. But again, until we get official statement, but I sincerely do believe the deal is done. Chelsea informed Ziyech he's not in Tuchel's plan. That's heartbreaking for me. Again, we'll see. I think it's one that we will eventually regret if he eventually leaves Chelsea Football Club. I think we need a right wing before Ziyech can go. There's a chance the club would want to see that happen before letting the player go. Hakim stacked his agent today. I heard that. Was it today or yesterday? I'm not sure when. But when he put out that statement, maybe did he put out the statement before he fired his agent? I'm not sure which one came first, but that's, by the way, again, we have just 12 likes and we have 34 people watching. So if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Please, again, liking the videos, it makes us, the panelists, and it makes us happy, and it does the channel grow. Kronistan says the floodgate have been opened. Yep, it has been swung open and nothing is left. Now we should just keep our eyes on it because quite a lot will be coming out from there. So again, I am very, very happy. I would love to see Hakim at AC in Milan shed, but not many chances it will happen. No, there's more 90% chances it will happen if you ask me. But let's see what happens. I really would like to see him stay at Chelsea Football Club. Jamie Cummings, Chelsea goalkeeper, returned to MK Dons on it. Yep, I saw that in the morning too. I think it will be good for him. The only goalkeeper I wanted to stay was Baxter again, but he's gone out too. And why, I just don't know. Again, thank you guys for liking the video. We have 39 people watching, and we have just 12 likes. We can do better than that. So if you haven't, please do take a second to like the video. Let's see again all the things we have here. Then I'm going to look at, like I said, I'm going to take a break for the Raheem Sterling story in a beat, so not to have all the fun. So when all the panelists join us, we will go into it together. Here it says, again, this is part of the topic where I say Barcelona wants to get Raphinha on credit. Here it says Barcelona wish to pay the first installment of cash to Leeds United for Chelsea target Raphinha next year. However, there are real concerns whether they will be able to meet that agreement due to their financial woes. Here's the thing: no matter how you see it, yes, we're seeing that they're able to sell, their assets to get money to be able, to execute their transfer plans. But still, people are concerned about doing business with them. So that begs the question: the players that bent on joining them, even as it is clear that they have a financial situation, that doesn't mean they're broke. I just don't understand why. And we've talked about it on occasion. You could argue it comes down to their rich history and just players wanted to bear the name that they sometime played for Barcelona, sometime in their career did play for Barcelona. Again, let me see what we have in the chat here. I'd rather see Cho get a loan and we keep Ziyech. I feel the same too, but I want them both, actually. I want them both to stay at the club. I don't want to, I don't want just, I don't want Ziyech to leave and Cho staying or Cho leaving for Ziyech to stay. I think both are good players. In the case of Cho, I think most people are expecting too much of him. And again, he's maturing. And I think because he's losing those things that he was, those things that the Chelsea fan base knew him for during his academy days, they're thinking, well, he's changing. Subconsciously, they're judging him because he doesn't show so much of those flares. He's becoming more of a team player. That's what has changed in him. Even though he's, the injury affected his, you could say his form, but the truth is he's becoming more of a team player than an individual player. And that, in the eyes of some people, if they feel like he's no longer as good as he was during his academy days. But again, I think otherwise. Cho is going to have the best season to date this year. You and I agree on that one. And for that, I must let you know, Ali, this is in fact a delicious comment. So thank you for that comment. I do like it. Here it says Hakim would be great in Italy. AC Milan is looking for, again, I think we talked about, I think it was True Blue the other day that mentioned the attackers, Origi, one of them, and Olivier Giroud, both two players, two attackers are great appointment. And if they can, quickly develop a good chemistry with Hakim Ziyech, both of them will be double digits by the end of the coming season, because Hakim can create good chances, even from deep inside our own area. He can find the play. If he can make the run, be rest assured, he will see you. And one thing I've always liked to talk about whenever I talk about Hakim Ziyech, pardon me if I'm repeating myself, but that is just in fact the truth. Hakim Ziyech, he adds so much pace to his passes that before the opposition defenders realize what's going on, the pass will get to its intended destination. He's that good. I think he's just at Chelsea. He hasn't just been played. He's not been deployed in his preferred position. Even at that, he still was able. We were still able to see flashes of what Hakim Ziyech is capable of doing. Again, we'll see what happens. As I said previously, Chelsea is my favorite English team since Zola days. Yeah. I recall that. Herbert, again, welcome back to the channel. Nice to see you. I appreciate you coming back and you becoming part of the Chelsea Perspective family. And again, I'm going to repeat myself. The Chelsea Perspective sister channel, we launch in a week's time or a month's time. All I know is that I want it to be ready before the World Cup, and the branding process is going really well. But that's, by the way, thank you very much, Herbert. Again, AC Milan, home of Crespo, Gillett, Giroud, Tomori, Zlatan, and soon Hakim Ziyech, and was once a home of Thiago Silva, Kaká, and all the big names. And again, the right back, the famous Brazilian right back. If you're in the chat, please remind me his name. The famous right back that made, I think he did make a comment about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Let me know if you know who I'm talking about. I don't know why I can't remember his name. True, AC Milan, all those players. I'm missing one name that I love so much that played for AC Milan. Then respect to AC Milan, respect to them indeed. Again, I say Cho reportedly attracting attention. Again, I don't think he wants to leave. I think he's prepared himself. I think he's confident that he trusts Thomas Tuchel to give him the opportunity he deserves at Chelsea Football Club. So I'm looking forward to Cho's performance this coming season. Like Lee has agreed, Sterling confirmed, but Romano finally. Again, Kimso, let me know how happy you are. I think I could argue that Kimso is the driver of the panic boss of the Chelsea fan base. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. You know I'm joking too, Kim, so you know how much I love seeing you here. Maybe Suave, Ziyech, for Leo. What I'm hearing about Rafael Leao, I think that's how they say his name is pronounced, is that Chelsea will only go for him if they miss out of Dembele and Raphinha, then they turn their attention to Rafael Leao, and that it's not going to come for cheap. That's for sure. He's not going to come for cheap. Again, he's a very fine player. He's a generational talent, if you want to phrase it that way. Kronstein says, I met Zola in 1997 along with the squad. Wow, you're lucky. You're pretty lucky. Again, I do love Zola very well. I think a lot of supporters feel the same. We all feel the same. I don't want a Raphinha. Again, I'd rather keep Ziyech than Raphinha, but again, I'm not going to go against what Thomas Tuchel wants and what I think, will make him happy. And Kimsa says that he's happy. Again, I remember you complaining how you've had a sleepless night and how you've cried your eyes out. I hope you're feeling better right now. So, Bobby, I've added you already. How do you feel right now? Again, do you feel better? But are you still concerned? If you're concerned, give us the measure of your concern if you can.
I mean, things are changing because in the old regime, this would have been posted on the website before it went out anywhere. But I think we can safely say it's done. For me, my deadline was today to see somebody step in. And I took no prisoners about that this morning because I've always felt it is very, very, very important. Okay, we have many players to sign, but at least seeing one person come in shows me that we are on the right track. And of course, I'm happy about it. I'm not a major fan of Raheem Sterling, but he's a slight upgrade and we need players. Although for me, the defensive movement and the midfield movement is
Mm-hmm.
what is critical, but this is okay. Actually started to calm down a bit when I took time to listen to Jem and Ben Jacobs.
Mm-hmm.
Ben, as a sort of Chelsea journalist, really sort of shed light on the whole transfer processes and
Mm-hmm.
some of the intelligent work being done by Todd Boehly. You see, for me, if you're acting intelligently and you are decisive and you are, and you stamp your authority on the market, then I'm happy. He has been decisive with the Raphinha deal, regardless of how it's going, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not over yet. And for all intents and purposes, he seems to be making some decisions around the whole De Ligt deal, which is a slightly challenging deal. Now, I'm happy with that. I hate hesitation in life because hesitation for me shows weakness. And the fact that he's decisive, he's intelligent. The bid on the table for Raphinha has helped put Barcelona under pressure. Now, even if they go for it or not, whatever is the case, they're under pressure. And we don't really have to do anything else but just sit and wait. That's a
Mm-hmm.
smart move. And that's what I want to see from my club. Look, coach, I've been a Chelsea fan for over 40 years, 42 years thereabouts, from childhood. Now, I've seen everything with this club, and all of us in most recent times has seen us exponentially climb upwards to the pinnacle of world football over the
Mm-hmm.
past 20 years of Roman Abramovich. This man created a super club, and we should be concerned if we see us going backwards. And that was my concern. I wasn't happy about it. I was preparing myself with the reality of it if in the unlikely event that it would happen. Maybe I overreacted. I guess I did, but that's the love I have for the club. If you love something and you see that it's not going well, you're going to respond. So I hold no shame. I continue to be a proud Chelsea fan, but every now and then I'm human and I'm subject to a bit of an emotional outburst, as I have done. But they've calmed me down now. We've got Raheem through the door. I'll feel even happier if he's on the plane to America to join the
The
squad.
team.
Yeah, and we go for De Ligt. We've got to be aggressive, and this is all I'm looking for. I think if we are aggressive, financially aggressive,
Hmm.
we can get De Ligt.
Hmm.
You know, we're not a small club. You know, all these people trying to negate Chelsea. We are not a small club, and the Raphinha issue is not abnormal. He had an agreement with Barca. Of course, it's his first choice. He hasn't said he doesn't want to come to Chelsea, but like anybody else, he's exploring all avenues to see if he could get his first choice. If rumor be believed, his team have also given Barcelona a time limit. So let's wait and see. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's wait and see. And another
Hmm.
thing I have to learn to do is to get off social media because all this circus can do your head in, honestly.
Yep, they can ruin your mind, and and Bobby, thank you very much for taking your time to say that. But I'm going to tell you this: I need for you to give me some credit too, because I done my research, and I've always believed we will be fine, and you owe me some credit, Bobby. I know you've given Bolly his own credit. You owe me some credit, brother. But that's
No,
by the way.
coach, you are
Yeah,
you are a host. You cannot afford to be emotional. If not, you shut down your stream.
that's true. That's
So
the truth. That's the truth. But you know, I'm
you've
kidding, right? I'm
handled
just
it
kidding.
you've handled it exceptionally well for a Chelsea fan. These are emotional times. You
Yeah.
know, we've gone through a lot. Our club
Mm.
went through a forced sale, and we don't want to see us start to lose ground against our competitors. You know,
Hmm.
we're in it to win it. We're not here to just take part.
Yeah,
So
that's the
kudos
truth.
to you. You've done the right thing. As I said this morning, we have the liberty to be emotional and you don't. So you've kept it together, and that's a very good thing. And that's why
Yeah.
we're all here enjoying your channel.
Yeah, thank you very much. Again, Bobby, I must let you know I can't thank you enough for all the support. You always are finding time, to come onto the panel whenever time allows. That means a lot to me because there's no way I'd be able to do it myself and get to the channel to where it is today. It is the likes of you and other brothers that always often find time to join the panel. Here, I'm gonna try and catch up with the channel, the chat before I come back to you. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm so happy actually. I can hardly get myself together. But that's by the way. Again, 65 people watching and 23 likes. Please keep liking the video. If you haven't, take a second to like the video. And if anybody asks you to pay, tell them Lee had already paid for you. Again, I appreciate all the support. Herbert Kilpin says, no way, man. Rafael Leao it stays at Milan. Here's the thing I want to tell you this, brother. I know you're a Chelsea supporter too. And like you said, Chelsea is your English team. The truth is, if we show Milan the money, it's as simple as that. Show them the money. I think how much is his buyout clause again? 140 million. And with the kind of talent that Leao is, if Chelsea wants to go for him, if Chelsea are serious about him, they'd put down the cash and say, we want him. I think he's worth that amount if we seriously do want it. And I don't think we'll pay up to 140 million. I think something a bit of not of 90 we'll get him for us. So it's about the money. I know if you guys don't want to sell him, why put a price on him? It's as simple as that. Blue Blood Norway says, good evening, panel. I want to say that please keep Broja. He is a good striker with Werner and Havertz. Here's again, it's not up to us here. Us enjoying the show, the panelists or those in the chat. We can only wish. We can only express our feelings, express our desire for the managers to keep him out of the club. But there's a chance the manager looks at them and say, I don't think I want to work with this guy. There's a chance the player himself will look at some situations, some stuff that has happened with the number 9s at the club and say, I don't think I want to risk it. But that's a difference. I have to be honest here that the difference in Broja and Olivier Giroud, Tammy Abraham, and Romelu Lukaku, the difference is that I think he's quicker than all those guys. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, he's better on the ball than all those guys. Maybe not better on the ball as Olivier Giroud, because Giroud is good, really good on the ball. And again, I think he can play on the flanks too. So that makes him a hybrid number 9. He's not really a traditional number 9. Maybe that increases his chance of Thomas Tuchel saying, okay, maybe I can do with this guy. And there's a chance that may have been the reason why we didn't really, go all in for Gabriel Jesus, because you have a young player who can, help us fulfill that role and do even better. But that's, again, my opinion. I says Blue Blood, Rafael Leao and cash for Ziyech. Maybe, I must admit, I didn't think I was going to see Hakim on the plane today. I didn't think so either. And that's why I'm still arguing there's a chance he stays. But maybe if the club, like we've always argued on the panel here, if the club doesn't find a replacement for him, they won't let him go, because we need a big squad. No matter, again, I heard what True Blue said in the chat, that the club, that he's been told he's surplus to requirement or something similar. Good evening, bro, says Roma again. How are you doing? Welcome again. Keep liking the video if you haven't. Please take a second to like the video. Here we go. Yep, here we go indeed. I like the stream, guys, says the queen of the house. Keep liking the video if you haven't. Take a second to like the video. Blue Blood, you mean the other way around? Says I would even give Leeds 2 extra million, even 10 extra million to rinse Barca, even more if they really, really want him. I thought that I think they want him. It depends on what their priorities are. Again, what we heard yesterday was that Laporta and the board were going to hold a meeting to decide what to do, because they were able to sell some of their assets to get quite a lot of money, enough to help them, do good business in the market. But the truth remains, they have to spend wisely. They have to be strategic about their signings. So that's why probably maybe it's taking them time to really figure out what do we really need to prioritize the purchases in this particular transfer window, and not just throw money away, get players, and then end up finding out, okay, then they would have been better off buying a certain player and not the one they have. Lee, I was hoping he would miss that flight. sorry, Herbert. Again, Crimson, Herbert, Don, you're welcome again. I'm going to see, those in the chat haven't reminded me, the AC Milan right back that I'm thinking about, the Brazilian international, a legend if you ask me. Finally, guys, Man City and Chelsea have agreed final deal for Sterling, remaining medicals, and that one, I think he can do that in the US and join up with the team, and have a good preseason with them. That makes me happy. Lewandowski is keen on a move to Stamford Bridge. I think you remixed that yourself, Faham Rahman. You remixed that indeed, because we looked at that statement in the morning. I think what we read, says something like he's open to joining. What was the 2 club he mentioned again? Barcelona and Chelsea Football Club, but he's not willing to stay at Bayern. He didn't say specifically that he's keen on joining, making a move to Stamford Bridge. So yes, you remix that report there. Herbert Kim says, Lee, that's right. Okay, just a conversation between them. True Blue, I won't. Let me see. I'll be right back. Getting the beer. Yeah, you're happy now. You want, again, why Chelsea go for Fofana from Leicester City FC than going for Aki? I don't know. Okay, you mean why don't Chelsea go for? I don't know. Again, we've been told that the signings, whatever player we're looking at this point, again, all depends on what Thomas Tuchel wants. So if Thomas Tuchel prefers Aki to Fofana, why not? I'm not going to, like I've said, I will try the best I can not to question the club's decisions in the market, since we're being told that whatever player they're going for is that they will only go for players that the manager wants. So why question their decisions? I see Cucurella is still in Brighton's squad, played today. Maybe we should go for him. there's a chance we do that, and there's a chance also, again, Man City, if we go for him, then Man City will use the money they got from us and come for De Ligt. I've heard some people, talk about present that theory. I think a few days ago, man, if you show me the money, I will I will get Leao myself and bring him to you. That's the argument. Yep, he has a price. I know you love him, but again, it's all about money. Sergio Reguilon is available. I think he might be a good addition. Don't forget, he nearly joined us until Lampard was fired. And that's the truth. Again, the fact that Conte doesn't like him, again, that doesn't mean we shouldn't go for him. We could actually get him on a cheap. We don't know. I think what really happened, and there was a time he did quite well for them. I think under Mourinho also he did well. Bobby, can I get your opinion on Reguilon? What happened? We wanted him, and he joined Spurs, and he hasn't done badly. It doesn't look like Conte fancies him. Do you think we should go for him?
Well, the Reguilon decision was a bit of a masterpiece by Frank Lampard, because he insisted on Chilwell above Reguilon. Look, Reguilon, is he really Premier League material? He struggles a bit defensively. I don't want him. He's a bit lightweight, and Chilwell is leaps and bounds ahead of him as a left back. As some sort of make weight, maybe, but we shouldn't be looking downwards. We need effective players. Cucurella will most definitely be effective. In fact, he will threaten Chilwell as a starter. Do we want that? Sort of. I don't know if we will have that. But, we've got to look for a worthy, since you don't like the word backup, a worthy rotational player. And I'm not sure Reguilon is it really.
Good competition for what's his name?
For Chilwell. There's a reason Real Madrid sent him out on loan, and there's a reason Antonio Conte doesn't want him at Spurs. I think that's enough for me. As far as De Ligt is concerned, and Man City have enough in the centre-back positions, as do Bayern, really. The only people that are really desperate for this guy is Chelsea, and that's why we have to show it and be more aggressive than the others. The others will not have the appetite to get into a financial battle for him as Chelsea, because they're not as desperate. So I just think he has to be the main focus now. I know he's not the only position we need, but Raphinha, there's nothing else we can do. It's a take it or leave it situation. But De Ligt is still under negotiation, so we've got to go in hard.
Yeah, I get your argument right there. I think maybe he's not a good fit for the Premier League. Probably that's the reason why Antonio Conte doesn't fancy him. But that's, by the way, again, Kingsley CFC says Leao release clause is 130 million until 2024. I think we can get him if you really want him. I think we can negotiate a lower fee. He's such a talent that I really would like to see him at Chelsea Football Club. Just Viala says, good night, Kachila, Bobby, and everyone in the chat. I just came on to share this moment with my fellow Blues. That's very, very nice of you. Again, have a nice night. I'll see you tomorrow during the Blue Morning Show. Again, thank you very much for finding time to join. He hasn't signed a new contract with Milan yet. Anything could happen in today's football. Yeah, again, that's the truth. And so his contract ends in 2024. Why did I pay attention to that? That's just 2 years. That is just 2 years. So we can actually get him for a lower fee. So thank you for that information. Cafu, thank you very much. That's a delicious comment. Cafu is the legend that I was thinking about. One of my favorite right backs ever. I love him so much. Barca wants to sign Leeds on Leeds United player. Yeah, Raphinha on credit. Those half of it where you said to settle onto 2021. Bobby, can you talk about in a bit? They really do want to sign the player on credit.
Sorry, you mean Madrid, Barcelona, and
they want to sign Raphinha on credit. Seriously, that's not a joke.
Well, let them keep doing that because that's how the deal's going to blow up in their face, isn't it?
Mm.
Leeds. Why would Leeds accept credit when somebody's got cash? It's nonsense. They're not going to accept it. It does. Leeds owe nothing to Barcelona. It makes no sense. And if they do, more fool them. I mean, what's in it for them? It's a senseless exercise. I think if that's the case, then what it means is that they're just trying. They've dropped their capability on the table, and they're just begging Leeds to accept it, but they won't. So now,
Well, go ahead.
Raphinha has a decision to make. Raphinha and Deco told Barca, as far as I have read,
Mm.
that look, you've got 48 hours to meet Leeds' demands, or we'll talk to Chelsea. And this is what,
They're getting frustrated too.
of course, they are, and this is what has really cooled me down because I can see the intelligence behind what Todd Boehly has done. Todd Boehly has walked over there, dropped the money on the table, walked away, take it or leave it. So there's pressure on. He knows Barca don't have money, and
Mm.
if they want him, they're going to have to struggle to get the money. So he's just created a pressure for them, and
Mm.
indeed a pressure for the player because he doesn't need to say anything to the player. It talks for itself. So let's wait and see. I hope that's the case, that Barca don't meet the financial clause, because then everybody will be fed up, and there's only one way it can go, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I think your argument makes perfect sense. And again, I'm gonna catch up with the chat, and I'll come back. I want us to look at the Raheem Sterling's statistics. I think you could argue this. There are reasons why you could argue his numbers. Started dropping for the past 2-3 seasons or so. It has not always been like that, but that's by the way. Now we have again. Rami Aki says, "Okay, I think I asked him how he was doing." Aki is TT's choice and not Fofana. And again, we should just back him. We've always clamored for the club, to back the manager, and they're doing that now. So we shouldn't. Again, I've said this like a zillion times. We shouldn't question the club's activities in the market. Whatever player they're going after, just see it. Okay, that's what Thomas Tuchel wants. And if we do otherwise, which means we're not backing the manager. Happy family. Yep. Thank you very much for saying that. And we are, again, we didn't get who. Again, guys, Man City had told Chelsea to bring 41 million for Aki, buy Fabrizio Romano. They are looking up for the profits. Again, it's business. He must, again, there's something when I watched Nini's video today, there's something he argues that makes sense. Aki must have learned a thing or two from Pep Guardiola, who's a brilliant coach, by the way. Again, but that doesn't mean we should pay the whole world for the player. I think anything north of 40 million, you could argue, will be too much. Hello, guys. Happy Blue family. Again, Kayode Yosef sounds like a Nigerian named Kayode. Welcome to the to Chelsea Perspective. If you haven't, please make sure to subscribe and also like the video. Right now, we have 30 likes and we have 77 people watching. You guys are absolute legends, and I can't thank you enough. RK says, I hope Chelsea will sign Jonathan Klaus. Chelsea is his dream club, and I think 10 million is a good price. Again, that reminds me, by the way, we signed Aspi from France, from a French club. I can't remember what club exactly. And Klaus is almost nearly the same fee, and it's top quality. And even Aspi didn't have that much. Aspi's number at that point don't even measure Klaus's number right now. He has this past season, I think he has 11 assists and around 5 goals, which is brilliant. So I think you could argue his numbers measures Reece James's numbers maybe for goals, but I think he has more assists. That provides good quality, good competition for Reece James. That will push Reece James to do even more. And by the way, we must recognize that Reece James, he cannot play every game. He's a human being after all. That's why we need to rotate our players just like Man City does, just like Liverpool does. If you ever play a player, they're human beings after all. That player will be burnt. will burn out, and that would not be good. And then we have a problem. Again, how you guys feel about the new Chelsea owner? I mean, Abramovich literally transformed the Chelsea FC. Again, one thing we're learning is that he's a smart guy. And you cannot become a millionaire by being stupid or being dumb, if you prefer. He's a smart guy, and I think he's starting to prove how smart he is. I think one of his interviews that I like to, again, every now and then I go back to it, he understands the importance of winning. Because even if you're profit focused, if you prioritize profit and not the footballing aspect of the club, if the club starts underperforming, big name sponsors will not come to you. So you have to win in the whole thing. The profit, comes after the club, continues to be successful. Then the profit will come. Again, I think he's a smart man, and I think he'll take the club to another level. And when we were doing shows regarding the sale of the club, a lot of the shows we talked about how Roman will make sure he leaves the club in good hands, and I think he's done that. And I think he has people that will help him do a research, and they come. And before Todd Boehly was picked, and before he okayed the sale of the club to Todd Boehly, he must have looked at things, put two and two together, and come to the conclusions and say, I think this man would take good care of this club. Before he's a smart man too, and he didn't become a billionaire by being dumb or stupid. So again, I'm confident that he will take Chelsea to the next level. He will. Let me just phrase it this way: he will build on the achievements of Roman Abramovich. It's as simple as that. I have a feeling Kennedy might stay and deputize Chile, especially if he's gonna have a good preseason. There's a chance that happens. There's a chance, the last time he played under Thomas Tuchel, I think he did well. It wasn't a bad performance by him, I must say that. Again, he's a good player, but we'll see what happens. Ake is a good player, guys. I think so too. City originally bought Ake for 41 million in 2020, so selling price might be similar, and which means they're not making so much profit from selling him. Again, Romani is the reason the Premier League is what it is today. Football overall, globally, not just the Premier League, but most especially the Premier League. He changed everything about football. We're not here to talk about that. Time will come after the transfer window when we introduce the Roman Abramovich tribute contest, which the owner gets to win $150. We will talk more in detail how Roman Abramovich transformed football globally. But that's, by the way, thank you very much, Lee, for that delicious comment. The Leeds is too expensive. Kimpembe of PSG is a good addition. Again, I'm not going to question what the manager wants, but Bobby here and Tribly in the chat, and I myself, we're actually arguing, give them the money and get the player. And if you know me too well, I'm not the one that argue, give the man the player. Robert Carlos, says, have we signed Lukaku on credit? No. I think we paid quite a lot. You wouldn't say it's on credit. I don't know. You explain what you mean on credit. Yep. Says, I don't think Leeds United will accept Raphinha to be bought on credit. Barca is broke FC. Not really. They're not really broke. It depends on their priority, and they're trying to be wise about their spending. They don't want to, spend everything. Yeah, they're able to sell some of their assets to still facilitate their transfer activities, but they're not going to spend it on one player. So they're just being smart. So is Todd in Milan now chatting with the Tinta? Good question. Bobby, I'm going to come back to you. I don't want to stay too long in the chat here. And I want us to really, let's look at the Raphinha situation now. And you yourself, you've read, you said you saw something. I think I've read that similar story too, that Deco and Raphinha, they're getting tired of the delays with Barca. Next you hear it is the next 24 hours. Next you hear is Barca talking how they're confident they're going to get their man. And then every time it's the deadline gets being postponed. It just seems as if he will eventually come to Chelsea Football Club. Do you think that will happen?
Well, I hope so. I mean, this is very unsettling for everybody, for
Mm,
player, agents, selling club, buying club, and the fans. Even for Barca, it's very unsettling. Now, as you alluded to, the point that the media, the how do I put this? What we are selling in
mm,
order to make a profit is our success. This is why Barcelona is doing what it's doing. It understands that in order, Barca made a name for themselves, yes, and they're using that name to entice players. This is their worth. They're digging into their worth to try and sustain themselves because they know
mm,
that their selling point is success. And if they lose success, you will lose sponsorships. You will. They can't afford that to happen in the financial situation they're in. So, in a way, I can sort of understand why they're doing all these crazy things without money, asking for credit and that sort of thing
mm,
for players. Now, Todd Boehly and Clear Lake Capital fully understand this, as you say. They have to keep our success going because our success will be the platform for them to make profit. So the Raphinha situation is frustrating to everybody, and it has to come to a conclusion. Now, if we are to believe what we've read, I would suspect that this conclusion will be, well, it should have been already, but let's say by Tuesday next week,
mm,
either or. Now, so far, Barca have not really offered anything substantial. And in fact, what they have offered has been a verbal offer, whereas Chelsea have actually dropped cash, or rather the access to cash, if you know what I mean.
mm,
So it's not a serious offer. And how many times are you going to keep going back to meet the mark? The fact that they've had to go back so many times tells me and everybody that they're struggling. They're struggling. They're trying to play for time. They're hoping for this money to come in, for that money to come in. That's a. I'll speak like an American now. That's a broke ass way of getting stuff done. You know what I mean? It's
mm,
not efficient. It doesn't show stability. It doesn't show financial strength. It's bad. It's a bad look. You look broke. You know what I mean? And if you look broke, you 9 times out of 10 you are broke. And
mm,
this is where Barcelona is. It's a little bit humiliating. I don't use money as a point of making fun of anybody, but in this sense, it's important. This is high level football. Money matters. If you don't have the money, back off. You're not playing in a playground. That's not your playground. Do you see what I mean?
mm,
It's,
mm,
it's like pick a team. Norwich, let's say, for example, Norwich moving in for De Ligt. It's ridiculous. That's not their playground. Why are you trying to pay for a player that you know you can't afford? You see what I'm saying? So
mm,
Barca are just playing on their name, and it's looking silly because they're showing they can't afford it. Even if, right, this so-called second phase of their financial whatever comes through, are you really going to start making expenditures on players? You still can't afford it. You need to reinvest on paying your salaries that you owe, and signing the contracts that you're trying to sign, and register the players you haven't registered that are within your ballpark. Do you see what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
uh, we're in a good position. Is it conclusive? No, of course not, because anything can happen. All they have to do is pay the money. I say
Yeah.
all, but that's their target. And if they do it, it's likely he will join them. Or is it? Is it? Having seen
Mm,
all this, do you not think he's having a bit of mixed emotions? I'm quite sure he is. I'm very sure he is, because this isn't the Barca that came to talk to him 4 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now, the fact that they've given a 48-hour period shows that they're wondering, hey, guys, it looks like you're broke. You see, so
Yeah, and we're hearing they're not sure whether Barca will be able to pay up the money, the balance, and at the time frame they've promised they were going to do that. So your argument makes perfect sense, and I appreciate that. If you're in the chat, please let's shoot for at least 100 likes by the end of the show. Right now we have 89 people watching, and we have just 43 likes. If you haven't, please take a second to
to be
like the video.
honest, Coach,
Yeah, go ahead.
you know what, Barcelona, I think,
Mm.
they're having a board meeting either today or is it yesterday or tomorrow? I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think the meeting was
They're going to
held
discuss
yesterday,
it.
but it's. I think it will be series of meetings. It's not going to be just one because it won't be easy to come to conclusions on what to do
I think it will be easy. It will be easy.
for them.
They've got Dembele prepared to sign. Xavi likes Dembele. Forget Raphinha. Sometimes you have. This is what I mean about being decisive. Indecision causes problems. If they're not decisive on an obvious financial situation and they
Hmm.
have an alternative, they're going to run that club into bankruptcy, and they will lose the confidence of of
Hmm.
of,
Hmm.
of their creditors. Surely.
Yeah, yeah. I think it makes sense. I think probably their priorities may well be Dembele, but there's a chance the priority also will be Rafinha. But we will find out. I think from what we heard yesterday, they're not going to be able to keep them both. Do I think that's possible? I think that it is possible to keep them both. Very, very possible. But we'll see what happens. Here, Lee says Broja is flying out to the States early next week to join up with the team. Can you tell us why he hasn't traveled with them? Is he on international duty? Is he sick? Or anything like that? We need an explanation why he hasn't traveled with the team. Please let us know. Again, it's important that we understand. Fofana broke his leg last summer, just came back late last season, signed until 2025. I think that makes. I don't think the club would look at him because now it's a risk. It's a serious risk. Again, we're approaching halfway the mark of our target, which is 100 likes by the end of the show. We have 95 people watching. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video. Again, thank you for all the support. I sincerely do appreciate that. Skriniar of Inter Milan and Bremer of Torino would be good choices as centre backs for Chelsea. We've been linked to those two players. We've been linked to Bremer, who won the Serie A Defender of the Year. Bremer, of which I argued he will be a good rotational player for Thiago Silva because he's able to fulfill that role. He's good on the ball. His intelligence was one of the things I like the most. But it doesn't look like we're serious about him. It doesn't look like we're serious about Skriniar. Skriniar seems like he's headed to Paris Saint-Germain. That's correct me if I'm wrong, Herbert. Aspi must say like Lebo. Yep, like Lebo. Yes, if Barca wants to buy Raphinha on credit, how does that affect you? It doesn't affect me. We're just here, again, I know you're not referring to me. We're just here to talk about it. The last time I checked, UN Leeds president, I'm not. Chelsea fans and their big mouth. And the truth remains, again, if you check what's going on, Leeds ain't comfortable, selling him to them, given the way, the structure that they're presenting to Leeds United. But that's, by the way, again, like you said, I'm not Leeds president. And whoever argues the same thing isn't Leeds president either. Bremer will be at Inter next season. Yeah, I haven't followed, his case. If Inter signs him, good for them. But I thought we were serious about him there. It turns out it was all rumors. We were never serious about getting Bremer. Again, did I skip anything? Because, okay, Ifeanyi, Ajapa says, if Barca wants to buy Raphinha, okay, it was, okay, I read that already. Again, thank you, Wande, for that comment there. I appreciate that. Bremer will be into next season. Since Ifeanyi Ajapa, you a Leeds fan, that's a good question to Ifeanyi. Lee, that's the rumor, but that hasn't happened. Let me see. Yeah, they want most up front, so that makes perfect sense. Again, I don't think I'll be able to catch up. NS Sports TV, hi to you too. How are you doing? It's been a while. I hope you're doing well. Kimpembe is just a French Harry Maguire. Can you elaborate? Again, I don't think so. I think he'd make a better, he'd overall, with time, over time, develop into a better player than Harry Maguire. I don't think I'd compare them both. Good evening to you too, Nick. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Could Abramovich be compared to what Berlusconi, how to pronounce that name, did in Italian football back in the 80s? I don't know who that is. And I have to be very honest with you. If you know him, tell us more what you're trying to talk about. I'm not sure what exactly. Sorry that I don't know the person. Again, all we need a fine boy. Again, says Nick Blue, and good evening again. Even though, guys, Barca will not still match Raphinha's Chelsea beat, I'm pretty sure, guys. Again, Chukwi Kemo Ulenze, thank you very much for kindly saying that. Let me see if there's anything else. Again, I'm going to skip to the very bottom so that we're all aligned. I don't want a situation whereby we're discussing another topic, and by the time I read something, it will take us to a different topic. Guys, don't you think the base payment in Chelsea's offer is a difference? Barca are finding it difficult to match. That has always been the difference. I think we knew that even a few days ago. Says our problem, and it's good when the attack, we suffer too much. I'm not sure what Andrew's comment is. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there. Torino reportedly wants 43 million for Bremer. Could be a good deal. That's not a bad one at all. Coach, do you think we will get Raphinha? Again, I think we will get him. You could say at this point it is 50-50. If Barca really want him, that's a chance. Again, they haven't completed the Dembele deal. That's a chance they decide, let's just get, if they prefer getting one of the two, that's a chance they say, okay, let's get Raphinha and forget Dembele, he's injury prone and all that, yada, yada. That's a chance they want them both. Again, I don't know what will happen. You can say just it's 50-50, but I think we'll get them, but let's see what happens. Says Julius Armour, yes, again, this is just a conversation between the people that we need him. Yes, we do need him. I'm going to bring in Berlusconi spent millions too. How can you not know the former Italian president, Gerald? I don't know him because I don't know everybody. It's as simple as that. Sorry, I disappoint you on that one. IBZ, welcome to the panel. How are you doing, brother?
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening to you. Nice to have you. Glad that you have time to join us. Your thoughts on the news that just broke this evening. Again, it's not official yet, but there's hope.
What news did I refuse to look up any news outlet or anything to this weekend because I'm not doing it this weekend. So inform me, what news is broke?
Okay, here's it. Let me find it for you. The news is that we've agreed, the fee for Man City. I think the only thing that is left is Raheem Sterling to undergo medical at Chelsea Football Club.
Oh, yeah, then that's imminent. That was, I was thinking this morning, actually, I was thinking, Raheem was supposed to be done on Friday, but it seems like they'll do something similar to how Jesus was a couple of weeks ago when he was announced. But it was until the Monday. So, yeah, I see him. I expect it to be done on Monday. I expect it to be announced on Monday morning.
Yeah, but the announcement is what we're waiting for. Once it's announced, then we can all say it's official. But right now, it's just what we see out there. Chelsea have now agreed a fee with Manchester City for Raheem Sterling. I think it's, they say it's 47.5 or so. That's the total fee. If somebody says no in the chart, says no add-on, the other person says add-on. Again, there are add-ons, but we'll see what happens. The good thing is that maybe I argued during the start of the show that the floodgate is now open. We'll see what comes out of it. Kante not going out to preseason is a blessing in disguise. Like, he will rest and avoid injuries. Again, you could say that, but I think that's a chance he goes to Italy with the team to go play a preseason game there. Didn't you say disappoint me? Sorry to disappoint you. I said that because I don't know the president. Given what you said, you're surprised I don't know him, and I wanted to let you know I don't know everybody. Okay? Again, I don't know the Italian president you talked about that went to jail like you explained. I don't know him. We need at least 3 new players in front. We had Sterling, but another 2 more would be great. Again, you could argue that You can't not have just youngsters and at the back. And you said it yourself, Thiago would play every game. Thiago wouldn't play every game, so we need an experienced left back like Koulibaly. Again, Koulibaly isn't a left back, maybe left centre back. I'm sure that was what you meant. Bobby, I'm going to come to you. Let me just ask everybody, even those in the chat, any of you have any idea why Broja did not travel with the team? Is he sick? Is he on an international assignment for his country? Anything, you let me know. I really do want to know what's going on. Bobby, any idea why Broja stayed back? Do you know?
I don't know, but I don't think we should read too much into it. The fact that he's flying out to join them shows that he's wanted in the squad, and it could have been any number of things. I wouldn't like to think that it was an attempted sale because, he's in such high demand that, that issue wouldn't arise. Maybe he stayed back for some kind of discussion, but then the person he would discuss with about game time is in America. So I don't know. I think maybe it's a family thing. I don't know. I don't want to read too much into it. And until we have information about that, I think we should just rest easy. The issue of our centre backs is that, look, we need two centre backs. We don't just need a De Ligt. And Bremer was somebody that I had always wanted. I understand he's on the verge of joining Inter. My understanding is that he's keen on Inter and staying in Italy because he's on the verge of getting Italian citizenship and is required to do so in order to do that. How true that is, I don't know, but that's what I've heard. Now, Bremer would have been excellent. I mean, if we get Bremer and De Ligt, that would really be good. I don't know about Bremer's leadership qualities, but one of the main reasons I want De Ligt with us is because of his leadership qualities, because he's at that right age that will fit into the age range of the Chelsea team. So they all dovetail together. And though he will not come in and be an immediate captain, you don't need to be. He's the kind of player that will come in and command respect, especially if he performs well in defense. So that's why I want him. And Bremer, from what I've seen, his physicality is second to none. He's good on the ball, good in the air. He's not easily pushed over, will bully anybody that comes around. He really is a defender that would be great. And we need two. We're desperate for two because we've lost two. So I don't know if we can get Bremer, but all our attention must be on De Ligt, as I keep saying, for now, and then we go for somebody else if we're not doing that already.
If we can get De Ligt's deal over the line, you could argue we're halfway, like we're 50%, towards having a perfect window. I'd argue that, honestly. Again, that's me. Yeah.
Absolutely. But, that's not going to be an easy deal. But, yeah, if we get it over the line. I mean, when I listened to Ben Jacobs, he quite rightly said that, Chelsea needs 6 new players, just as we've said, probably 7. So, the rebuild is not a small thing. And we don't have time waits for no one. People are saying, oh, we can't do it all in one window. I think we can. I really think we can. If we're aggressive, we can do it.
You could say if it is a necessity, but right now it isn't necessary to go that far.
I think Boehly is working on that. I've sat back to reflect on what he's been doing, and certainly what he's done with the Raphinha situation, whether it's successful or not, has shown me that this is a decisive, intelligent man. And we can ask for no more. That's all I've ever wanted with our transfer policy. That was what frustrated me with Marina. I got nothing with her, but it was the hesitation and the lack of intelligence that I perceived in our dealings that frustrated me. Not getting a contract for Rudiger at the very least. and not sealing deals quickly. That drove me crazy. But if I see that you have a strategy and you are not hesitant and you're going for what we need, fine. Even if you don't get it, at least let me see that you're making the right moves and there's nothing else you can do. Fine.
Yeah, I'm going to catch up this chat and I'll come back to the panel, bring in Nick, and I'll go back to IBZ. I want to know if any of them have, if they have any idea why Armando Broja hasn't traveled with the team. Again, thank you very much for 103 participants right now. That's absolutely awesome. I appreciate that. I cannot thank you enough. And I'm going to keep saying this. You don't have to donate to the channel. All I ask of you is just like the videos, liking the videos. They do more. That does more, for the channel than you donating your hard-earned money to the channel. I am, again, thankful for you just being part of the conversation, you being in the chat, typing something there, you watching the video, even if you're not typing, you sharing the videos, telling more people about Chelsea perspective. Those things do go a long way for the channel, and I cannot thank you enough. So keep liking the video and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. CJ says, good evening all. Nice to see you here, CJ. It looks like this is your first time. Please do let me know if your name is CJ. Okay, I really would want to know. Andres Gomez, Raphinha has to be blue. I believe on that. I do believe that too. Again, it's have a little faith. Faith does go a long way. Aki and the Ligt would be a good job at the back. Let's leave it there. And also Aki and the Ligt plus Levi Colwell. Good evening, fans. Emmanuel Chimeze, nice to see you. Thank you very much for joining the conversation. Sterling Havertz, Raphinha almost there. I can feel it again. I would love those three. Bremer would be replacing the Ligt at Milan. Lee, what are you doing to my brain right here? Is that a typo? Oh, do you mean at Juve? Again, I know it's a typo. Do we have a Sterling in the team now? Nope. Again, he has to undergo a medical, which the other day we talked about it. If he can do that in the US and then join up with the team. Again, he's still in Jamaica on holiday. We heard, again, he's enjoying himself, taking a break. Again, he may well take a longer break, not join him soon, but we'll see what happens. Barca are struggling to pay their electric bills. They owe players millions in wages and still owe installments on previous purchases that they are struggling to pay. Again, CJ, I understand that is there any update about Cristiano Ronaldo? We are going to get him or not? It doesn't look like we're serious about him. We're seeing lots of conflicting reports out there. Some say that we're preparing a bid. Some say Thomas Tuchel hasn't okayed, that Boehly hasn't talked about signing Cristiano Ronaldo with Thomas Tuchel. Some say that the Bayern camp are talking with Jorge Mendes. Mendes is Cristiano Ronaldo's agent. Again, it's everywhere. Do I want him to come to Chelsea? I'll tell you no. Again, that's me. And I had a poll the other day, and majority of the Chelsea fans want him to come to Chelsea Football Club. Again, it's important that I go back to the argument. If Thomas Tuchel if he really wants Cristiano Ronaldo, who am I to blow against the wind? Again, we're all for the club backing the manager. So if that's what he wants, let's back him. Any selling club accepting the risk, again, it depends on if there's an agreement in place. I don't think it's that much of a risk. But again, I'm not at the table with any of them. The Ligt would be good addition. Yep, that's just the truth. He will be. Says the two will be eligible. Okay, let's see. Looking forward to this signing of Koulibaly. That one has cooled down a bit, and I'm not sure how serious we are about it. But if anything, we see anything, I will let you know. So I'm going to come back to the panel. Nick, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Nick, before I talk to you, this is like about the 100 million Mondays you said we're going to get the announcement.
I said this coming Monday.
How many Mondays? But at least 2 Mondays.
All right, maybe 2. I said last Monday. But the point is, I was saying it's done.
Nick, start by telling us how you feel.
It was done ages ago. Yeah, I feel at last it's done. I mean, it was done. No, you know, I didn't want Raheem Sterling in the beginning. I didn't fancy the player because what I saw in the last couple of months, the last season, a few games, I see him missing too many chances, and I didn't really want him. A lot of Chelsea fans didn't really like the idea. We wanted someone, bigger, and but every day he just grew on me because he wants to come with Chelsea. He grew on me, and I'm really liking the idea now because I can see him under Tuchel becoming a different player. As long, I think it was Bobby who said early on, as long as his heart is in the right place, and he wants to win more trophies, he's not going to be satisfied with what he won with City. If that's the case, then yes, we can see someone will score goals and create more goals for us. Yeah, that's the case. I think that is the case. I can't see him just coming. He said he wants to come with Chelsea, and I think he wants to come because he didn't get the game time in the last couple of seasons with City. And I think that's why he wants to come. He wants to come and prove to everyone that he is an England English. He plays for England, of course, but he can stay in that England team and progress with Chelsea. That's what I like
Just
about
quickly,
him.
while I'm still with you, Nick, can you answer this question on the screen? The question asks, do you think, and for everyone on the panel, every now and then, please, I will bring a question to you. The question from Void Cryptic, he says, do you think we are favorites to sign the Ligt?
I think we are favourites. I think it's Juventus are, they're trying very hard. They're trying to play hard, trying to get more money out of us. But that's natural. I think Chelsea are still there. They're very keen on the Ligt, very keen. In the end, I think we will get him as well. I just have that feeling, and some people telling me, I think we will get him in the end. But we have to budget. That's why it takes time. We can't just go and give them what they want. That's why I said it before. Be patient. I've never been worried because I know the signings are coming. And for me, get the Ligt, but also try. I hope we're still trying to get Koulibaly. I heard we're still in talks with him. Nothing's. It's changed. It's died down a bit because no one's saying anything. But we are talking to him. I know that, and it'd be ideal. We get the Ligt, Koulibaly. We have Sterling. That's three. I'll be very happy with 3 signings this summer. Don't forget, we can't get every single player in one window. The players who we want, and and I said it before. I said 3 or 4. It could be 4 with Lewandowski. I haven't put the idea.
We'll see. We'll get to that, Nick. I was going to ask you your ID. I give it time to finish, and now you talked about Lewandowski, so I'm not going to ask you your ID again. so thank you very much, Nick. Again, thank you for that.
Mention the great man. He's the great man.
Here's where I agree with you, Nick.
Yeah.
What I agree with you, I don't think the changes, it will be too many changes, except if we're forced to do so. In the defensive area, though, we've been forced. Again, circumstances has forced us. That is the fact we need more than about 3-4 players in the defensive area. Given that Marcos Alonso is also leaving, and we're hearing that the club has also told both Marcos Alonso and Cesar Azpilicueta that they can leave if they want. And I heard True Blue yesterday arguing that Cesar Azpilicueta should get what he wants. If he wants to leave, if his mind is set on joining Barca, we should just let him leave. But again, if we can convince him,
coach, that's the fact about Azpi, because before Roman left, he made that deal with Boehly. If Azpi wants to stay, he stays. If he wants to go, he goes. That was Roman's orders. So
So my argument is, if we can convince him to stay, I think he's important to us on and off the pitch. He's an exemplary professional. He never complains, so he means more than just a footballer for us now.
He might not play so much, but he's one of our great legends, and what a player to have on the bench.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
come
Thank you very
on
much, Nick.
when
Yeah,
it
thank you. I'm going to
matters.
try to. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to try to catch up with the chat again and come back to the panel, and I'll go to Dale. So let us know how he feels. Right now, we have 111 people watching, and we have 65 likes. Keep liking the video, guys. We're shooting for 100 likes at least, and I know we can get there. We can do even more than that. So keep liking the video. And again, thank you very much of all the love you guys have shown this channel. There's no chance I'll be able to do it myself. But where we are today, we're approaching 4,000 subscribers. We're at 3,775 subscribers, so we're not far away from getting to 4,000 subscribers. And it is because of you, those on the panel, everybody that loves supporting this channel, and that's why we're family here. And by the way, I want to quickly let you guys know, I heard from Leon Lane, and he says he's better. I think he's not completely healed, but he's better. He says the fever has subsided. The fever isn't a problem yet, but I think he said something about having a hard time. I'm not sure. Let me not misquote him, but he will get better over time. I believe he's getting better by the day. Just give me a second. I want to try to catch up with everything we have here, but it looks like my screen is currently frozen. So hopefully it freezes. Let me see. I think it has. Where did I stop? Give me a second. 100 likes here. Okay, here. Says Chelsea will be a competitive team. Whatever player comes in or goes out, like a cliched as always. Good night, everyone. Good night to you too, Herbert. Thank you for finding the time to join us today. It's a pleasure having you around. If we try to get Lewandowski, what happens? That's not complete. Andres Gomez, let us know what you mean. Nick will buy me a new car. Maybe that's what you wanted to say. Chelsea are going to end up with Ronaldo, Lewandowski, Raphinha, Sterling, Ake, De Ligt, and De Jong. We'll see what happens. Again, I don't think we'll also get Ronaldo and Lewandowski. If we're getting it again, those guys, it will be just if we're getting anybody, it would be one of Lewandowski or Ronaldo. But I don't think we'll go for either of the two. But we'll see what happens. No, I don't think we'll go for neither. De Ligt will end up being close to 100 million due to Bayern's bidding against us. Bayern bidding against us. We can use that same cash and buy Ake and Kounde or someone else around 40 to 50 million. Again, I haven't done that calculation myself, but we will see what happens. So I'm going to come back to the panel. Deals, let me know how you feel about the news we're hearing.
About Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
I'm excited about Raheem Sterling coming back to London because you're forgetting he's played in London before. He's played in West London before. He's from West London, so I'm excited him coming back to West London, and I think he's going to turn up and thrive under Tuchel.
So do you think the fact, I'm still with you, Dale, do you think the fact that he's originally from West London, that makes a difference?
Yeah, it makes a difference because he's back with his family. You're forgetting that most of his family's from West London. So I'm excited to see what he's capable of doing for us.
It's Kami says Vince on Twitter says Koulibaly is a step closer. Go ahead. Let me quickly. I'm calling back to you. This just 1 second. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, cool.
He says Vince on Twitter says Koulibaly is a step closer to joining Chelsea. Signing is a must for me. Can you share the link? I want to share it with every other person in here. And that's hilarious. The Bluetooth again says RIP Barcelona. Again, we'll see what happens. They're not broke, really. They're just in debt, and that's a difference between the two. Again, I must let you know that. Again, says Colwell wants to leave Chelsea because he thinks he deserves a starting place without trying to win a place in the team. We're selling Colwell for 25 million. How did you learn? Where did you learn that he wants to leave the club? Let me know. I really want to know what's your source. Again, Dils, ask your question.
I want to ask Bobby and Nick a quick question. Do you think we're getting the best Raheem Sterling? Do you think we're getting the best winger for Man City as well? That's what I want to ask Bobby and Nick.
Let me go first, if you don't mind, Bobby. Sure. Yeah. Do I think we're getting the best? Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think, I didn't want him in the first place. Yeah. And, because he's keen to come, and I've changed my mind because he's so keen now. and because he wants to play, he wants game time.
Yeah,
Tuchel promised him first team football now,
yeah,
so I can see him coming and scoring a lot of goals for us. I can see that happening now. I think he's got another life now.
yeah, yeah,
He's got a new life,
yeah,
reborn,
yeah,
if you know what I mean.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm backing him now. I didn't want him, but I'll come to get used to the idea now.
And Nick, let me ask you before Bobby comes in. Do you think the fact you said I learned that he's from West London, right? The fact
Yeah.
that he's from London, let me just say London overall. Do you think
Yeah.
like it's more like coming home? He's coming home
Yes, yes.
for
Yeah.
him, and do you think that
Yes,
makes a
I
difference?
forgot to mention that. Of course, he's coming home. He's been up there at Manchester for how many years?
And
And
Liverpool.
Liverpool before. So, he's coming home. He must be happy. I think he is. And it's always great to have a player who will feel at home and feel even more at home at Chelsea. So, yeah, that's
So you think that will make a difference?
a big difference. Yeah.
Thank you, Bobby. You can come in now.
Yeah, I mean, like Nick, I've never made a secret of the fact that I wasn't keen on Raheem Sterling.
Or you wasn't keen
I
on him.
sorry,
You wasn't keen on him.
I wasn't initially. I felt his size wasn't really what we wanted,
Yeah.
but with time, I've warmed to the idea, and yes, I think we are getting the best Raheem Sterling in that he's at the peak of he's at the right age in terms of being at his peak. Liverpool really, the Liverpool fans, they assassinated his character. A lot
Yeah.
of the negative press Raheem got was from them when he left Liverpool,
Yeah.
which is what they do. They can anyway. I don't want to talk about them, but I think that's hurt him. Man City fans, they haven't treated him badly. I can't see him having any bad blood with Man City, and it's just a simple matter of moving on. But he seems to be motivated to come to Chelsea. He knows what's up. He knows what we're about. He knows Chelsea's not a club or a fan base that's going to tolerate nonsense. He understands the English Premier League. He understands the demand of winning that will be upon him. So I think we would get the best player that he can be. He's going to help the squad. Will he make a huge difference? I think that's left to be seen. But will he perform? I hope so. I think there's every chance he will perform well at Chelsea.
I'm
Do you
back,
think?
coach.
Do you think we're getting the better winger out of Man City though? The best winger for Man City, because I think he's the best for Man City. Best winger for Man City. I think he's better. I think he's better than Foden, and I think he's better than Grealish. Because
Are you just saying all those things because he's coming to Chelsea now?
No.
There's Foden, there's
I've been,
Grealish, there's
I've been saying
Mahrez.
that. I've been saying that from a long time. He's better than Grealish.
Okay.
I've been saying that for a long time.
Well, there's Foden, there's Grealish, there's Mahrez. I mean, Man City have some exceptional players. Is he better? That's debatable. Will he be able to come to Chelsea and hold his own and show he's worthy of being at Chelsea? I suspect he will. And that's all that matters for us
He will
because
embody
he,
it.
he's not the only purchase we're going to make, but he's very, very much a step in the right direction.
Yeah, and like I argue, we'll look at this statistic, but let's get through with Bill's questions.
Coach,
Coming to
can I,
you, did you hear his question, IBZ?
Yeah, I want to ask
wait,
IBZ. Yeah.
wait, hold on. I just want to just come in on that Broha talk. I heard it a bit ago, but I couldn't
Yeah, go
input
ahead
on
with
that.
it. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, from my understanding, obviously, certain man didn't travel to pre-season. Obviously, Loftus-Cheek and Kante because of COVID. Obviously, Broha didn't travel as well because talks are ongoing with his representatives and Todd over his future in it. So that was ongoing from last week in it. So obviously that's why he's not making that plane as well to pre-season. So I just wanted to just answer that question there when you asked what was the reason why. So yeah, that's more than likely. He's not injured. He ain't got COVID issues. He's not like he did the vaccination situation like Kante and Loftus. So it's strictly his futures, and it's imminent that he will be getting regular football elsewhere. So yeah, it's looking like so.
Okay, thank you for that update. So the question now for you is that's part of the question Deus, you go ahead and ask him the question, but I want you to also talk about whether you think the fact that he's originally from London, that will help, it will be a confidence booster for him.
Oh, Dills, you asked that. Sorry, I did. Do you want me to?
No, but go ahead, Mike. That's my question to you now. I think we've lost Deus. Do you think Raheem Sterling returning to London, that will help boost his confidence overall? Because it's more like, to me, as I argued yesterday, it's more like him coming home.
Yeah, that's what I spoke to you last month about when we first discussed it. We discussed the potential of him coming. Now, yeah, he's coming back to London. That will even be he's coming home. It's not like a welcome back, because he didn't leave any London team to go to the heights of Man City. You know what I mean? It's not like that, but he's coming back to familiar surroundings. He's coming back to his hometown, so that will help him in terms of settling easily in the area, or just familiarizing yourself with the squad. It'll be easy. And he'll be part of a new generation of Chelsea, if you want to call it that. I mean, in terms of what Thomas Tuchel wants to embody. So he'll fit in perfectly with that. The London culture, the way Chelsea way, how, you know what I mean? He'll be part of the Kings Road family. He'll be learning everything he does in South London, Surrey. It'll be good. It'll be good. It's a win.
And just to add to that, before I let Deus ask you the question, what I want to add to it, I think Bobby said everything. I was waiting for Bobby to say. He knows the size of the club. He knows Chelsea is a big club. He knows it's all about winning at Chelsea Football Club.
Exactly.
I think those are the things I wanted to add to what Bobby says. So, Deus, go ahead, shoot your question so that IBZ can answer your question.
Do you think we're getting a better winger for Man City?
Oh, it's very arguable, and to compare will be a bit. It will be a bit tight, because Jack Grealish is not an out-and-out winger. Phil Foden is not an out-and-out winger. These are competent wingers who are actually accomplished wingers now, because of what or inside forwards, because of what Pep has done in it. Sterling and Riyad Mahrez are the only out-and-out wingers in that squad, and out of the two, it's very, very arguable. So I would like to think we've got the better winger, the most direct winger in the squad, because he's the only winger in that squad that can run at you directly from both flanks. He can go out the right and run excuse me. He can run at you on the right, directly at you. He did that against Villa last day of the season when that ball went in for Gundogan. He got on the right of the defender. Quick turn, boom, ball's in. He could do that. He could do that on the wing, on the other side. We've seen it for England. We've seen it for Man City. So I would like to think we're getting the better of the wingers, just because of his adaptability on both flanks. Grealish can't play. Foden can play on both flanks, but he's not as direct on both flanks, if that makes sense to you.
I think Tuchel has a plan for him to play him on both the left and right side.
Oh, that's anyone that gets Sterling will have to play him left or right. It's a no-brainer. You get the best out. You will get the best out of them both right. Obviously, Riyad really can't play out left. He's only subject to the right, but he's very effective. He's like what we want. He's like what we want Ziyech to be. If that makes sense. It's very arguable, but yeah, I would like to believe that we're getting the best of the out and out winger that can play both sides. Yeah, I like the
yeah. So thank you very much again. I'm going to try and catch up with the chat, come back to the panel so we can look at Raheem Sterling's statistics from I think 2014, 2015, and then we'll have a debate. Yep.
Ty said send him the link.
Okay, I will in a bit. then I will come back to the panel so we can have a debate whether he would do well at Chelsea, whether he'd replicate his form at Chelsea, and whether he'd be even better at Chelsea Football Club. But we have to, first of all, look at his statistics and argue why he did well at the time he did well at the club. I say in Chelsea youth, some have attitudes. I'm not saying Billy has attitude, but I know Colwell has. How did you know Colwell has attitude? How did you come to that conclusion? Did you deal with him? Did you train the? Have you dealt with him before? I really want to know how you're able to say that that he has attitude. Let us know. Again, I say that should be the link here. Okay, I haven't seen it. Maybe it disappeared because you're not a mod, but we'll see. Again, Eric Blue says, "I hope you back my boy Sterling, Nick. Nick is a Chelsea supporter legend. He's agreed. He's come to terms that Sterling is coming, and he's all all for backing the player. Hey, coach, here in Chelsea have had contact with Deco and Raphinha tonight. They are now ready to give up on a protracted 1 month struggle and join the world champions. Of fabulous news. Wow. All sports fan. Adam, you changed your DP. That's why I wasn't able to recognize quickly that it was you. You've always spoken with confidence that you're sure that he is going to come to us. But let's see what happens again. Wasn't Sterling on KPR's book before he went to Liverpool? I can't recall where exactly he was before he went.
He didn't make any senior appearances. Liverpool brought him from their academy and brought him to Liverpool academy,
and then he exploded from there on.
Exploded from there. So it wasn't like he was at the academy, sort of like how Jadon Sancho was at Watford academy, and then went to Manchester City's academy. And then obviously from there, he just decided he's going to Dortmund. But yeah, so to speak. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. Again, we have 102 people watching and 76 likes. So we need just 24 more likes to get to 100 likes. And again, that is a very, very good comment there by, who was that again? Adam. Adam, thank you for that. Again, says, wasn't Sterling? Okay, we've read that before. I think Sterling will score between 15 to 25 goals. I hope that happens. I didn't know Sterling was actually born in Jamaica. I didn't know that either. Again, but I knew he's because there was a time I saw some comment about him choosing over England over Jamaica. I just thought then maybe one of his parents is from Jamaica. That was why that person made that comment. But I just learned this from you now. So thank you very much for that. He lived in Nitson, I think, when they moved here. Okay, be careful using C word, brother. You're not seeing the YouTube email. Did I use the C word here? Who's he talking? But I get. Thank you for mentioning that. And I heard some YouTube. Maybe I have to read it to be sure what I'm talking about. Oh, now I get it. Yeah, I get it. Now I know what you're talking about because I heard Eunice talk about it too. I hated Sterling before he joined us. I love him and will be pushing for him to win the Ballon d'Or. That's just how it goes. Again, I hope that happens. If it happens, I'm not going to be the one to stop it from happening. Again, 6 clubs have come in for Broja. That's another reason that he hasn't traveled. That may well be the case. I don't know. Again, but we'll see what happened. And my Niger brother here is Chukwuemeka says, I love the Blues. Thank you very much for saying that kindly. That's very kind of you. Once you step onto our pitch with our shirt on, that means you're one of us, unless a player says otherwise. Again, that argument is just a brilliant argument. Again, I'm going to come back to the panel because I can't read every comment. And once we switch topics, I will scroll to the very bottom so that whatever I'm reading will be aligned to whatever we're talking about. Right now, we want to start looking at Raheem Sterling's numbers.
Coach, I'm gonna have to leave you. I'll be back tomorrow and during the week or so.
No problem, bro. Good night, and then see you tomorrow. And thank you very much for finding time to join us at all.
Everyone
that's
big up.
Thank you.
Big up.
Yeah. So now looking at Raheem Sterling's numbers, we'll start from the time he joined. I think we're on the Man City tab. Here in 2015-2016, he played 31 games, scored 6 goals. That's his first season with them, and made 2 assists. That's not a bad return. And in 2016-2017, he played 33 games, scored 7 goals, 6 assists. That's not a bad return either. Then 2017-2018, he scored 18 goals and made 11 assists. You could argue this is best season at Manchester City, this 2017-2018 season. 2018-2019, he played 34 games and he scored 17 goals and made 10 assists. That's still not a bad number. In 2019-2020, that's when he scored. He played 33 matches, but he scored the most goals with less assists. I think you could argue it depends on how the manager deployed him on the pitch, and the numbers started going down. I think it was Rodrigo who argued his numbers started going down the moment. Rodrigo is it. I think IBC probably the moment they lost. What's his name? David Silva left the club. So Nick, I'm going to start with you again. Since it looks like he needs, we need to provide him with somebody like David Silva at Chelsea. Maybe Tuchel has other ways in mind that he wants to use him to get the best out of him.
Yeah.
But if we can get him somebody who's less, as you could say, as generous in terms of creating chances as David Silva, maybe he'd be able to replicate his. You could argue, let's say, 2019-2020 season in terms of goals, or maybe a 2017-2018 season in terms of assists. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, David Silva was an unbelievable player, and of course it helped him. He was unbelievable, making great chances all the time, and and he couldn't stop scoring really. I think that was his best time, and yes, I mean, we don't have to go and buy a David Silva. We have players still. I have every faith in Gallagher to come really big for us. He can do great passes. He's only, he's young still, but you have to start when you're young. But he's good enough. We have Mason Mount, which I think has to improve. Next year is Mason Mount. It's time to get hit the next level. For me, he has to hit the next level if he's going to be a class player. He had an up and down last season. Too many games, he let us down. But he had some good games, all right. But he wasn't the Mason Mount 2 seasons ago. So, for me, we have Gallagher, we have Mount, we have players who can do David Silva's job. You can't get David Silva, but that's
pick one player you think that can do that with him.
I think Gallagher. Gallagher, I trust Gallagher to become really good for us. In time, he will be the new David Silva.
If I have to pick 3 players that I think out of the 3 will emerge the player that will be the most, will be one of his chief creators, or it will be Kai Havertz Kai Havertz. And who again do I have him? And somebody else came to mind. I would say Kai Havertz, and somebody else came to mind. How did I forget? But more importantly, Kai Havertz, because Kai Havertz.
Yeah, but we're talking about from the midfield. Yeah, Kai Havertz.
No, up front. Up front is what I'm talking. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, all right. Up front. Yeah, we have Kai Havertz, and let's hope they can combine and become something special. That's what Kai Havertz needs. He needed that last season, but he didn't get it enough. There was times, we hit, we Pulisic and Werner. Werner had some good games, but it wasn't enough. And Lukaku, they tried it together. I thought he was going to work, but he didn't with Lukaku. So I think you're right. It could be Havertz with Sterling becoming something really special. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is this about Kai Havertz. I think in terms of his, creative ability, I think he's one of the most underrated at Chelsea.
Yes.
If you know him quite well, he's a fine creator. He's not just. I know he's a silk footballer, but he can create chances. He's got good vision. It depends on how we've deployed him. Maybe if Tuchel changes the system and play him in positions where he'd be more comfortable, I think would see him. I think he'd be that David Silva for Raheem Sterling. If you ask me again, that's my thoughts.
Havertz and Sterling up front. It could be a top 2. It could be a top 3. Let's see what happens. But Kai Havertz, for me, is one of our best players, most skillful players at the club. He wasn't that bad. Some people will say, "No, he's not good," and I don't understand it. He's a very skillful, technical player. I've seen him closely, and he's got some unbelievable skills on him. So yeah, it'd be great to see Havertz and Sterling to link up together. It'd be something special.
Yeah. Again,
yeah.
Go ahead.
And don't forget,
Go ahead.
even Werner will get a chance. I think still, Werner will have his last chance at Chelsea next season.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
And maybe in 2037 we'll still be talking. Werner will get his last chance in 2038. Yeah. We'll see what happens. But then again, Nick, thank you very much. We have 86 people watching, and we have 79 likes. So we need just 21 more likes to get to 100 likes. We can get there and do even better. Let me try and catch up a bit. Kingslayer says Man City uses triangular passing and 1-2s. Hard to say who plays wingers. Again, they look like 2011 Barca sometimes. That's just true. That's how you recognize Pep's teams. Even at Bayern, again, you'd still see, no matter how they change, you'd still see that triangular passing way. Again, I want to come back to the panel quickly. Deals, your thoughts, who will be that David Silva for Kai Havertz?
I think it might be, what, we're talking up front or we're talking in the midfield?
We're talking about up front.
Kai Havertz. Because Kai Havertz is going to be the main number 9. It ain't going to be Broja. It's going to be Kai Havertz. So I think it's going to be Kai Havertz.
And before I go to Ty, I want to say something about people talking about Levi Colwill thinks he's going to come back and walk straight into the team. If he decides to want to leave because of game time, again, it's his career, it's not mine. And again, it wouldn't make sense to actually ask him to go out on loan again. I think he's done enough to be part of the team. Do I think he'd start again like 25 to 30 game? There's a chance. There's a chance he wouldn't start that much game. But the whole, you could argue, cup games will be his until we get to the summer final stages when we'll meet stronger teams. And if he does well enough, that's a chance also he becomes a regular and get up to 25 to 30 games. That's my argument. He's that good, but it doesn't. It remains to be seen how if Thomas Tuchel trusts him that well. Again, people, we need just 21 more likes to get to 100 likes. So if you haven't, please take a second to like the video to help us reach more video. That will make us very happy. And if you're watching, please take a second to go check out Nick Blue's YouTube channel. Nick, please share a link to your channel in the comments, in the chat section so that people can go check it out. And Ty Talks YouTube channel also, please make sure to subscribe and tell them I sent you. Thank you very much. All I know is that as I'm going to support all those players wearing royal blue with all my heart because I'm Chelsea blood. Again, that's the truth. Says Sterling will shine for us because he will be playing with a motivation to prove a Pep and City fans wrong. There's an argument also I don't like. Some people count him as a Pep reject or as a Man City reject. That's not the case. I think the issue all comes down to it's about time they renew his contract, and he's already on £300 a week, and they're probably willing not to go beyond that. Maybe not to, how do I unsettle their salary structure, because the moment you go beyond that number, once it's time to renew the contracts of other players at the club, they be looking for something close to that number also, or even better. It depends on how well they do. So usually contracts are the reason why, in most cases, players leave clubs. That was the reason why Lukaku had to leave Inter, because they couldn't pay him. They were not able to agree to how much he wants. He came to us in the first place. Again, Colwill, I would give Malang Sarr spots. I would in a heartbeat, but I still think that's a good player in Malang Sarr. I know most Chelsea fans think otherwise. Tuchel wants a 3 centre back, so Aki is more of a cover for if Alonso leaves, and also Aki has a point to prove. Alonso will most definitely leave the club. Did he travel with the team? I don't know. You let me know if he traveled with the team. The 18-19 season, Sterling was a beast. I don't know why he fell out. Sterling has always been a world class for me. Again, I think his numbers, if you look at it, in some cases he played less games, but I think he played. He started less and less games. I think that's when his numbers started dropping. and I think it got worse. Even though Grealish isn't a winger, it got worse the moment they signed Grealish. Again, that's my argument. Is the Chukwuemeka said, yes, Billy, why are you typing just one word at a time? Oh, and yet Nick Blue Mason figures has improved. Forgive the penalty. I think his numbers. I think he's bulked up quite a lot. The Colwell rumors are true. Broja, this academy players think they have a sense of entitlement to play and walk into the starting 11. They better not get on TT's bad side. If that's how you want to see it, that's up to you. These players, they care about how the whole situation benefits them. Again, some of them, like I've argued before, are already international, like Billy Gilmore, like Conor Gallagher. You can't tell me Conor Gallagher will accept not playing, at least not being recognized as a first, he's not going to accept sitting out on the bench and not playing at least 15 or around 20 games per season, and why he's already an international. Again, I don't know how else to argue that for it to make sense to those watching. In an ideal world, it's Timo and Kai up top for me. Unfortunately, I support Chelsea, so forget ideal. Yeah, that's just the truth. I'm going to come back to the panel, and Ty just joined us. Ty, let us know if the argument is true that that Raheem Sterling's best days at Manchester City were because he had David Silva. At Chelsea, who will be that David Silva for him?
Yeah, the that narrative in itself, it's not entirely true. David Silva was key to the amount of goals that he was able to score before David Silva left,
But how much
because
of
of,
it is the truth?
but David Silva had a part to play in the goals that he scored. But at the same time, it's not a case where um because of him he was able to do well, because there's a lot of instances where he misses as well. So it's not as if because David Silva has left the club, he's not getting that same output, because he gets the output, but sometimes he just misses it. So I think in that sense, people need to remember that they have Gundogan, who also creates in that regard. He can make those overlapping passes. So although David Silva was well known for that and being able to create something out of nothing, they do have players who can do that and are stepping up to become that type of player. So in that sense, I can't really agree with that. People also say that because Aguero slowly sorry to regress and he became less of an important figure in the team,
Mhm.
he also started to falter as well, because him and Aguero had this connection. But at the same time, I just think that over time, with him, the older he got, the more chance he was missing and everything. Pep just started to I don't want to say value, but started to play him less. And the reason why he brought in Grealish was to try to use him as that attacking player, and as a winger, and I think in that sense that is poor scouting from him, or rather not poor scouting by him, but poor planning, because what I was saying earlier in the earlier stream as well is that Grealish is not even a winger. He's a attacking midfielder. And at
Yeah.
Aston Villa, the reason the contrast to that is that you see him being used as that midfielder. And I think Pep is trying to use him as that player that he isn't. And I mean, you could even use the example with Sancho. Sancho is not really the same. Like the way he was being used at Man United. He's not that type of player. So I think it's based on poor usage of them. But I do think, with Sterling, the narrative that Sterling was doing good because of David Silva is not true. He had a lot of output that came from his service, but that's not the reason why he was good. I think he was good because he was simply that good. I don't buy into the narrative that because of that. I guess in that sense you can say that we need someone who may create for him like that, because we don't really have that consistent creator, and that's why I think the club are looking at players like that, because we can't be like all other teams and be like, oh, because at this club he had this, we're gonna do that, because that's not realistic. And Chelsea have never tried to replicate another team. They've always tried to find their own identity, and that has never been the case of them trying to copy a team. So I can't say that we need a David Silva, but we do need a consistent creator who's able to make those passes. So try to find identities of what we used to have in the team. And I mean, that all starts with us finding a DM, because I do think that we have the players who can do it, but because they have to do defensive work by themselves, and they have to do the offensive side as well, it takes out a lot of energy because they have to run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And when you do that, the power that you put on the passes become an issue. And that is why when Hakim Ziyech was getting the hate that he got against Man City, when he made that pass and it went and was over, and the power on it for Lukaku was too far, I was saying to myself that this is just emotion speaking from the fans, because he was given a role where he had to come back, try to win the ball. He won the ball, then he tried to pass it up, but because of the energy that it took to do it, he had to put enough power on it, and he added too much power to it, and it was overhit. So I think in that sense, when you get in a DM, because we don't have any, we have centre backs, but we don't have DMs, and that is the thing. Whether or not people think those centre backs are good, we do have a centre back. We have too much centre backs. We have a lot of them who are you can consider dead wood, but we have them. Right now, we cannot say that we per se have a DM. But people want to call Bakayoko a DM. I don't really see him as a DM, really, because what he was offering before he even came to Chelsea wasn't really only as a DM.
He was box to box.
Yeah, so that's the point as well, and that's probably defines Kante and Kovacic.
Overall, like you've alluded to, we need a player who'll be able to create the chances for Raheem Sterling, and that he should be able to create too.
Yeah, so it's going to be vice versa.
From the players we have, who do you think will be that player?
I don't think it will be a player. I think it may be players, because I think we're seeing our players that we have that try to create for each other. It's not a case where you have one player doing it, and that is why I'm saying that we're not like other teams which we just try to copy their identity. We try to make our own. So I think in that sense, you see Mason Mount try to make those passes over the top and try to find players. I mean, you can use the Champions. You cannot forget about the Champions League game. No, that pass, even though people say that there was no DM there and all type of things, to make that decision, to make that pass, that takes a sense of footballing IQ, and that takes you using instinct and initiative. If you don't have that, then you cannot be considering yourself as a creator. And I think over time we could see Mason Mount improve in that regard. He's still young, so we remember that he's still young. So that defensive side, the offensive side of him can improve, and over time he can be that key player, one of those key players. But I also think that with Kovacic is hitting his prime as well. He's tried to do it in the past, and making those passes are not difficult to learn. I mean, we see Modric doing at the highest level still. And Kovacic and Madrid are friends, and he was his mentee. So I think in that sense, you have to consider things like that. So I don't think that it's going to be one player. I think it could be Mason Mount going forward, and it could also be other players in the attack, and also the midfield and the defense, because we always see the defenders trying to make those passes, in particular Silva and Chalobah and players like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But it also comes down to targets that we sign and the players that may get that chance, because we do have some loadies that have that ability as well.
Yep, I'm going to catch up with the chat, and before I go to Bobby, since I'm still with you, this another question I want to quickly ask you here again. And let me start from here. I think one up more. No, I don't want to read from the
Coachella.
Yes.
What's that news about Lewandowski to PSG?
I haven't looked at it properly. It just again, maybe if you're looking at the update there on the screen, if you see the Twitter account that posted it, you can go check it out.
Is that true, Ty? Is that true, Ty?
All right, let me catch up with the chat. I think we'll talk about that in a bit, if you don't mind, Deals, please. Gunplay says some of the young academy players are good, yes, but they need to accept they will be integrated into the first team slowly. They are showing hunger, which is good, but they need to take baby steps. Good luck with that. It depends on the academy player you're talking about. some of them, like we've talked about here 1,000 times, already know that there are no shortage of willing buyers for them. Or some of them, for instance, if you're talking about somebody like Conor Gallagher, Levi Colwell, there are no shortage of buyer for them. That alone in itself creates a problem for the club. So it's not easy to tell them go out on loan multiple occasions. At one point, even Levi Colwell right now before time is saying how he's not willing to go out on loan again. He's just going to go leave permanently if that happens. It's them looking out for themselves. Is that the decision they're taking bets for them? I don't know until they leave and we see how that pans out. Then you get to say whether they made the wrong or the right decision. Again, it's not difficult, but that brings me to my argument always, and I think a lot of us can agree with that. We cannot keep them all. It's just it's that simple. Julius Samuel says from Fabrizio Romano, Chelsea and Man City to enter negotiations for Nathan Ake. That just highlights the fact that it's everywhere. Some are saying already we're at the point of agreeing in a term with them. That's a broken record. Excuse me, in the chat. And Phantom asks, is this live? No, it's not live. I hope that helps you. He says he's the S84 to hit the like button. Again, UCL Championship, yeah, like 1,000th tier football. That's what you're playing right now. And nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well, Phantom. Again, I know you are at work probably, or at home getting some rest. Says Burger King Yummy, nice to see you again. Your name again, as always, I like it. And we need just 13 more likes to get to 100 likes. So if you haven't, take a second to like the video. If Raphinha is being frustrated by Barcelona for wasting his time, how does he think Chelsea fans and the board feel about him? You tell him that. Koulibaly, very underrated. I don't think he's underrated. I think a lot of teams know how good he is. It's just that when he was younger, Napoli never wanted to sell him. If you go for him, then he was 80 million plus up, and there was a time we were rumored to be linked with them. And again, the price tag being named there was north of 80 million pounds. I remember when Napoli played PSG, this guy had Neymar and Mbappe in his pockets. He matched them for pace and frustrated Koulibaly way better than the Leeds. Again, I want him again, and everybody knows how good he is. To my brother, DJ Sav, CFC Blues, joins us again. Good evening, Kachila. Big up to the panel. Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing well. Always nice to see you. I know you're very busy. Lewandowski prefers Barca or Chelsea. He doesn't want to go to PSG. Yep, I think we'll gone through that. There again, a tie footballing IQ. I don't know why he's saying that. Koulibaly, very underrated because he plays for Napoli. There was a game. Again, I'm going to tell you this. He's not underrated. He's not underrated. Again, if anybody thinks Koulibaly, if you're in the chat and you think Koulibaly is underrated, you let us know. Again, he's not underrated at all. How is Koulibaly unknown? Again, that's a good question. Modern academy players are all, Lewis Spades and Mark Guehi types, all of them. Yep, they want to leave. They want it now. They don't have the patience. Plus, those that advise them are hearing all the news out there, how other clubs want them. So probably we advise them to say, go join this. Mason Mount's case is different. And I think I heard correct me if I'm wrong, his dad wanted him to leave, and he said, no, he's going to make it at the club. Get Bremer and Koulibaly cheaper and better options. That's your argument. Says people in the chat, big up and smash that like button, people. Yes, 11 more likes to get to 100 likes. Please do what DJ Saab told you. I think that will go a long way for the channel. Any more to read here? If Caldwell and Broja want to let them, nobody is bigger than the club. And did you hear they want to leave? If you heard that, let me know. I really want to hear that. Again, Koulibaly is probably the best centre back in the world. He may well be one of the best. Won't let me send the link. Okay, don't worry about it. I think I can try. I will try and find it myself. Koulibaly has aged like fine wine, just like Lewandowski, Benzema, and Thiago Silva. Old is good. Yeah, thank you very much. I'm going to start with you, Nick Blue. Then before I go back, because you haven't spoken for a while. Nick, can we finally say, okay, we're not getting Dembele?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Is we're trying to get Raphinha. It's obvious. I have a feeling we will, because as we know, Barcelona are struggling with this money, all these promises they're making to these players, and I think they're starting to wake. They're starting to wake up now. Raphinha, even Lewandowski, he's going to wake up, and we could get both of them. Imagine that. That's the players I want. And
You think we can get both of them?
why not? I think it's possible. They're our main targets. The Ligt, Koulibaly, Raphinha, and Lewandowski. They were always our main targets, and it's still on. So the good thing, we're talking with these players. Yeah, if we get these players, like I said a long time ago, we will challenge City. We're going to finish 4 or 5 points away from City. If we get these players, I guarantee next year. And the following season, we're winning the league, lads. Just post it on anywhere. Post it on your heads if you want. We're going to win the league not this season, next season. I don't care what anyone says. If I'm wrong, you can all come back at me and tell me I'm an idiot.
No, I'm not going to call you. I'll just tell you how many Mondays you said you will announce.
Yeah, I said this Monday, coming Monday.
Okay.
Monday, Sunday, tomorrow, Monday. I always said Sterling is done, for how long ago? Since I heard about Sterling coming to Chelsea, I knew it was a done deal. But, he's done. All right, I got a Monday wrong. It's not a big thing, but I think he will be announced definitely this Monday. That's what we usually announce players on Mondays.
Okay, let me catch up with the chat. Let me catch up with the chat again, and I'll come back. Yeah,
Sorry,
and I'll.
Let Ty ask me something. Ty, yeah.
Nick, when Nick says that it's a done deal, I'm always scared that it won't be a done deal, because I remember on my Dembele video, he said it's a done deal. It's gonna be confirmed.
I didn't want Dembele. I wanted Raphinha. Really?
Yeah, I know that, but you said it's done, so that means and it doesn't happen. So now I'm scared. So when you said that, I was worried.
Yeah.
All right, Ty. While you're speaking, from everything that's
be a bit wrong, sometimes.
Yeah.
Not often.
Yeah, I asked the chat, where do you think Raphinha will end up? 33% says Barcelona, 67% says Chelsea. I hope that happens. Let me catch up with the chat, Ty. I'll come to you since you've already started speaking. I want you to let us know what you think about Dembele coming to Chelsea. For me, I'd say it's over. Lewy wants to play in Spain so he can win the Ballon d'Or. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I know you now, and I understand that you want to come to the Premier League. Okay, you're talking about Lewandowski. Okay, Coachella, by next week, Wednesday, Chelsea will be announcing Raphinha. Okay, I'll hold you to that next week. Again, you don't use Mondays. Nick has Mondays. You have Wednesdays. Okay, people, bear with me. They say Sterling runs like Glenn. Please don't look for my trouble. I'm not going to read that completely. If we could only sign 6 players in this window, who would you sign? I'm going to highlight that, and I'll try to look at it later on. Repeat to Nick Blue. If we get Robert Lewandowski, I come back from Fulham FC loan immediately. So Nick, keep working so that we can get a Phantom back. DJ Sav FC Blue, my brother. You know I love you so much, brother. Victor Singham, extremely expensive, but something could be done at the right price. However, there is an investigation ongoing about his previous transfer that will muddy waters. That's the truth. I think Napoli are arguing that they paid north of 80 million. And I think the investigation is something relating to the fee that they paid way less than they're saying they paid for him. I don't know, but are you thinking about us getting him? I wouldn't advocate for that. Because you can argue, yes, he's good. He can be good on the ball. He can drop deep. He can put in good crosses. But I think mainly he's a traditional number 9. I don't think it would be a good idea to spend that much money, anything north of even 70 million, to bring him in for Thomas Tuchel. Again, that's my argument. Koulibaly is like the version of Rudiger Titi unlocked. Why, Gunplay, why are you still talking about Koulibaly? We're not arguing that. He came in, the difference is Koulibaly has been at the top of his game for a longer period and is very consistent. That's just the truth. I think he's a good defender. Nobody is arguing otherwise. Gunplay, I was waiting for that. Let us know if somebody sent you to come and campaign for Koulibaly here. Again, we have we need 8 more likes to get to 100 likes. Again, we're at 92 likes right now. If you haven't, please take a second to like the video. And an interesting name here. First name says, here we go, Sterling. Yeah, first name, thank you very much for that. Leeds have left Raphinha out of their team. Yep, we learned that he's not traveling with them. That's a permanent loan to Fulham. You got Barca, you could. I hope you're hearing that, Phantom. It was a transfer, now it's a loan. Cannot keep up with him. Again, yep, Kuchila, you know me, brother. I am just putting Victor Osimhen's name out there. Yeah, I understand, but I don't think it will make sense to sign a traditional striker for Thomas Tuchel. I think you could argue Victor Osimhen, his overall style of play, defines him as a traditional striker. It wouldn't make sense to spend anything north of even of 50 million to get in a traditional striker for Thomas Tuchel because he wouldn't use him that much. Sterling removed from his Instagram bio. It seems like or it wasn't there. Okay, maybe it was removed, but we'll see. Again, coming back to the panel, I think it was you, Ty. I was with you already. And what was the question again? I got this.
You're asking where I think Raphinha, where Raphinha will end up.
Dembele. I was asking Dembele.
Dembele.
Wasn't it Dembele that I was asking?
Do you think it's over? Because the poll is Raphinha.
You were asking me about Dembele.
Yeah, it was Dembele. I just read the result from the poll. What I was asking, can we say now it's over? We're not getting Dembele. That was the question. Yes.
Yeah, I do. I hope I don't get. I don't think there's any possibility that he comes, unless. I don't even know. Even if he doesn't get that, because I know there's been an agreement. Yeah, you're just showing it. An agreement that for a new year, a 2-year deal with Barcelona. But right now, I'm seeing and I heard that that he's waiting for the board, or is it the board or? I think the board.
Yeah, it was some statement that doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
let me repeat this again. They said they've agreed. The Barcelona camp, Laporta and his board have agreed terms, a 2-year term with Dembele, but they're waiting for the Barcelona camp. So my brain nearly fried thinking about it because it doesn't make any sort of sense for me. But go ahead.
Yeah, but so to me, I feel like I think it may be a case where I think it's probably over because I think he may stay there. I think he may stay there. And I mean, I see that TCFC has said something about 2 years in the comments right there. I think what clubs are trying to do now is that because when certain players reach their quote unquote prime years, they don't always show up. So I think in that sense, because he's 25, I think. So because he's 25, that is 1 year before. And plus also they have the financial issues. So if they offer him a 2-year deal, it makes the wages easier to pay. Because if what is being said is true, that is going to be taking a 40% less of a pay cut in a sense, then maybe in that sense it becomes easier for them to pay. So I don't think that it's a case where they don't value him. I think because of the monetary side and because of what he could do. I mean, it's unfortunate because I think it would have been nice to have him, but I mean, if he wants to stay at Barcelona, then let him stay at Barcelona because he had that creativity. I made a video about him. So that kind of hurts, but I mean, at the end of the day, if he wants to stay there, he can stay there. There was no obligation that he comes to Chelsea. It was always a possibility that even though, yeah. So because it was a case where he was still there, and even though the contract ended, he could have always still renewed because we saw that and I even said this, if he may pull what you call it, Mbappe, and end up staying at the club. So you never know.
Here's the thing, quickly, DJ. I'm Nigerian born, and I have to say to you, I think Broja is a better all-rounder player than Osimhen. Osimhen is just, you could argue, more powerful, but Broja over time will become that powerful too. I think they're different profile kind of player. Broja is more complete. Osimhen is also good on the ball and can support the drop deep and support play, but Broja can do that, and Broja can play on the flanks. But I don't think Osimhen can. His specialty is, the central positions. Again, but that's my argument. If you think otherwise and you're in the chat, do let us know. Again, I say, this is a good argument. I'd rather give Broja a chance than sign Osimhen for how much Napoli is being quoting. We need defenders to replace our back lines. I think the club may well be well and truly hard at work behind the scenes, but you don't know. Broja, I think, personally can help up there with Haaland in terms of a pedigree. I think he's up there. It's just that he hasn't played as much game in a top flight like Haaland has. Haaland has got the more time, more games, played more games in the top flight, which gave him the opportunity to show what he's capable of doing at the top level. But that's, by the way, Bobby, I don't know if you're still with us. I know it's late there. That's a chance you slip off while we're still going around because we have a lot of people on the panel. Let me know if you're there. And again, we're just 6 likes away to get to 100 likes. So if you haven't, please like the video. So, Bobby, would you say we can say categorically that we're out of the Dembele race, that we're not going to be able to sign him again?
You know what? I don't say anything categorically, especially in this transfer window. I think it's quite clear that players make and have agreements with many clubs in the process of a transfer, but it's not binding. What is binding is the signature when that happens. I think Dembele is looking for the security he knows, which is Barcelona. I think he and his representatives have found that they've gambled, and they found that Barca are the only people willing to accept him now. PSG is not interested. Chelsea's distracted. He twerked for Chelsea and then turned his back. He probably would have got better money for Chelsea. And all that's left for him at this point in time is Barcelona. So no wonder he's got an agreement. He's he's unemployed. And, he's got a family to feed. So he's as desperate as the club he's joining. So, that's what that's about. If somebody else comes in, I mean, he's only been offered 2 years, and he's not an old man, he's a young man. So, and it is probably accepted 2 years because of how low the wages are. Now, if somebody else comes in and offers him what we offered him, which was around the 150 mark, and he's getting 115 from Barca, of course he'll bite your hand off. So I don't think we are out of the race for him. It's just a matter of, are we interested? Now, if the Barca board say that they should sign him, then that's a different matter. Once a player is signed, it's a different matter because there are contract issues there. But that hasn't happened yet, so let's wait and see.
Bobby still hasn't given up on Dembele. Again,
no, it's not that I don't particularly want him, but I'm just saying it as it is because Raphinha is still in limbo. I mean, there's no certainty for us with Raphinha. We're in a good position, but it's only done when it's done. So we have to keep looking at all our options, and Dembele is still one of them.
Ty, just quickly to you, Ty, your thoughts, the rumors that, Barcelona will only get one of them. They're not going to be able to accommodate both. Do you think it's true?
Oh, I mean, financially, based on what we know about them financially right now, the key words is right now. I think it is possible. For me, and I don't know how many people have considered this, there has been this report that Barcelona will be getting I think it's a second or third leveler, or they're going to get a third cash injection that this is why I believe that Deco is pushing the whole decision making to next week or the early sort of next week, because next week they're gonna get that, and that could free up a bit more finance. Yes, they can't spend all of it, but it's gonna reduce some of the debt that they still will have, and it will also free up some more funds that they can use. So this is why I am just grazingly feeling a bit confident that Raphinha could end up at Chelsea based on this. But at the same time, I'm saying that because of the shocking things that we've seen in the past with Barcelona. I mean, Barcelona have always won dirty. We can speak about that game that I don't want to speak about because it still breaks my heart. I just feel like they get away with these dirty things, and this wouldn't really surprise me. So I am not going to say that they can't get both. They can quite easily get both if the leveler comes in time for them to do their dirty business and get both of them and break Chelsea fans for who wants him heart, and then at the end of the day, they're left with neither of the two prospects that they wanted. So I just feel like they could if the leveler comes in time before a decision has to be made. But this very moment, this looks like there's the only thing in the way for Chelsea right now is personal terms, and if what is being said is true about Deco and Raphinha in quotation marks, giving Barcelona 24 to 48 hours, then perhaps in that sense, I can say that maybe he could come. But at the same time, I think they could do some dirty work and get both, unfortunately. I don't want people to see me as being negative, though, because it's not I'm trying to be negative.
No, you're being objective
I'm just
here.
looking at the hypothetical part of it. You always have to think hypothetically because nothing is guaranteed, like what we were saying. So even though there's a contract being offered to Dembele, it could all collapse, and we saw that with Messi. But Messi was going to get that contract, and then because of what happened, he had to leave, and he was crying. So I mean, the things like this, things can happen. That's why I'm saying that there's a possibility, but it all depends on when the leveler comes in.
Here's why I'm concerned, and I have to be honest. Again, before I continue, we need just two more likes to get to 100 likes. Come on, somebody and make it happen. Here's why I'm concerned here is that if they don't go ahead with the Dembele deal, that's the chance they're coming for Raphinha. Because from what I heard yesterday and 2 days ago is that they were going to hold a meeting with, what's his name, the president again, Laporta, was going to hold a meeting with Cruyff and the other board members to decide to prioritize who they should go for. Again, I don't know why they're holding so many clubs to ransom, but my fear is that if they don't go ahead with the Dembele deal, then they're going to come for Raphinha, and they probably will put, we'll get Leeds United to sell the player to them. If that is, they will pay enough, they will match us for payment for payment, and they get the player. But that's, by the way, I hope you understand that too, Ty. Again, I'm going to skip quite a few. He says, Coachella, can you add who cares? I think I should start doing that. That makes sense. Now, coming back to the panel, he says, yeah, okay, Deco told Barca 48 hours or back to Chelsea talks. We've been hearing, they've been giving them deadlines since 1928 and nothing. And again, they may well postpone it again. Roasting as is sticking you with the check at an expensive restaurant. Yeah, I get that. Why does any Chelsea fans want Raphinha, considering he doesn't want us realistically? I'm not sure what you're trying to communicate there, but that's, by the way, I want to bring us to this, and Nick, I'll start with you. This reads, again, this is another Dutch player that I want. I really do like him. It says the young absolute priority is to stay at FC Barcelona, but if he were to leave, he'd rather join Chelsea. The question is, would he want to leave? We're hearing that he absolutely wants to stay at Barcelona. It's not about the money for him. He loves the club, but it's absolute nonsense to say a player's priority is to stay at the club. It's not about the money. Then he may well just go hungry and play for the club. Nick, I want to get your thoughts.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear which player is that.
De Jong.
Oh, De Jong, yeah. Yeah, I would love to have De Jong, really. Yeah, he's a good player, we know that. If we can hijack the deal, it'd be great. Yeah, it won't be easy. It's not easy, but I think he will prefer Chelsea than United in the end. Yeah, he has to. I mean, you're right, Man United are a massive club, one of the biggest in the world, but they're not in the Champions League. So, I think, there is a possibility. But like I said before, the main priorities, those 3 or 4 players I said, they're the main priority. De Jong, if we get them, if we don't get one of them, maybe De Jong can come in. Chelsea will step up on him. But I know they're trying to get these players, Raphinha, Lewandowski, Koulibaly, and De Ligt. These 4 are the main priority. Even if we get 3 out of 4, I'll be very happy. But we don't, it's not for sure. But yeah, De Jong would be great. If we can get him as well, even better.
Deals, what do you think?
About De Jong,
Yeah, do you think we can get him?
I think he would prefer us over United because we're in the Champions League. We got Champions League football, and we got the better manager. And yeah, I think he would prefer to come to join us.
Okay, Ty, how about you? This thing, do you think we can get him? It doesn't look Ty is available, but Bobby, your thoughts on this statement from Vince? I think he's quoting someone. I'm not sure who exactly. I'm sure you can see the comment on the tweet on the screen. Your thoughts, Bobby?
Well, Chelsea haven't really shown any interest in De Jong, have they?
The interest picked up after the meeting with Laporta in Spain.
Well, there's rumours that he was offered to Chelsea. Whether Chelsea want him or not is another matter. I still think a lot of Chelsea's midfield focus is in and around Declan Rice or that Portuguese guy. I've forgotten his name.
Nunes.
I'm not sure De Jong is of interest simply because I think unless they've decided that they don't want Jorginho, and they want to sell Jorginho, then we can be talking of De Jong. To be honest, I really don't know. This is one that I don't know. I just don't have an opinion either or. It's a strange one to me. And yet this is yet another one of those players that, yes, he's good, he's a nice player to have, but is that what we need right now? I'm not sure. Is it a luxury? Is it? I don't know. I'm really unsure about him. I'm unsure, but I wouldn't be surprised if we go for him. And if we go for him, it means Tuchel wants him. And if Tuchel wants him, well, I want him because he knows best. Can I just say something about this Levi Colwell thing?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Some fans keep coming up with this, and I'm looking at it. Look, Levi Colwell has to back himself now. He's looked at that left-hand side of Chelsea, and he's seen that he can play a part. I think all he's pushing for is for a chance. I mean, if you look at, even if we do get Nathan Ake, and then there's Malang Sarr, Levi Colwell will be looking at these guys and thinking, well, I certainly have a chance against this lot. And I wish him luck. I think the acid test for these youngsters, as I keep saying, is this American tour, starting with the game on, I think, next Sunday, is it? Against something.
I'm not sure the date for the first game.
It is next Sunday. And I hope he does well. I really do, because I think he stands a chance. I'm not sure he's holding the club to ransom, but if he is, he has quite some time on his contract. And what people fail to understand in their sentiments is that these academy boys are contracted to Chelsea Football Club. We have trained them. They are our asset. They're here for us, not the other way round. We keep them and sell them as we wish. So unless he has a year left in his contract or something like that, he's in no position whatsoever to tell Chelsea what to do. And I think at his age, which is just 19, it's ridiculous. Whoever is advising him that is misadvising him. If he does, fine. There's nobody that's bigger than Chelsea Football Club. That's one thing we have to put into the heads of every player. We have raised you. People like Levi Colwell have probably been at Chelsea since they were 6, 7 years old. So for him to be talking like that, if it's true, I doubt it's true. But for him to be talking like that is quite disrespectful. And I can imagine the club will come down hard on these kids. We don't mess around with these kids. We don't take nonsense from them. Look at the one that we sent to Brighton. We wanted to keep him, but, he was all this, I want to go. Okay, fine, there's the door. We don't mess around with these kids. And we've raised them. We've given them the platform for them to be in this position in the first place. So, we have to bear that in mind. I think Levi has at least, 2-3 years of contract left. So what's he talking about? He's just got nothing to say. So I don't even believe it anyway. I just think he's trying to push to get himself in the squad, as he should do. He's a good player, and he wants his opportunity, and I'm hoping he gets his opportunity. It's like Armando Broja. I think he deserves his opportunity, and I'm hoping he gets his opportunity, because quite clearly people are saying, there's 6, 7, 8 clubs after him. Well, none of them's got him. That's why he's coming to America to join pre-season.
Yep. Again, on that note, I think we've come to the end of the show, and I want to thank everybody in the chat and those on the panel. Again, it's been a great show, but I want us to look at this first from Simon Felix, who says, I'm told Raheem Sterling is just the start of Chelsea's good recruitment this summer. Should be worth the wait. I think it will be worth the wait. I've always argued that the club most definitely are well and truly hard at work behind the scenes. We just don't know everything they're talking about. And also, I'm learning an update that, according to Fabrizio Romano, that Juventus are waiting for official bids from Chelsea Football Club and Bayern Munich. So all the stuff we've heard that Chelsea have gone in with the first bid, second bid, are all absolute nonsense. That's why we must be careful how we take in all the nonsense we see in the media. And that's why it's important also to be at a place like Chelsea Perspective, where we have knowledgeable people in the chat and on the panel that put heads together, put 2 and 2 together, and come to sensible conclusions and say, we don't think this is like this, it is like that, or maybe just don't believe it. Again, Chidi Okachukwu said, brother, need to keep please, it's very important. I'm not sure what you're trying to say there, Chidi. All these players we are looking at presently, we have them in abundance presently in our team. What we really need now is 2 additions in the back line. You think so? The price for the Leeds is rapidly approaching Rice's level of ridiculousness. You could argue that, but the Leeds is a much, much better player. Just quickly, I'm coming. Why are you criticizing if you don't believe it? Again, that's the truth. So excited to see Sterling in blue. This is the best news since Lukaku's departure. You could argue that. You want to say something, Dils? Were you saying something?
No, it wasn't me. I think it was Ty.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And Adam says, Coach, it's only midnight. You cannot leave. Yeah, I have to leave. Some people have to go to bed, and I have to also do research for the morning show and the evening show for tomorrow also. So it all takes strength. But probably I will maybe put up the automated stream so if you wanted to see everything streamlined for you, so that you follow the stories as they emerge, as they develop. If you like, blue is the color football it's a game, and it is a global game. Thank you very much for saying
Coach,
that.
can I just say something? Yeah, about all these journalists, Phillips, Fabrizio Romano, everyone. You know, all the news they have, been telling us, we already know about Sterling. Suddenly, it's like it's new news. I haven't heard anything since this transfer window, anything real about any of their reports. That's why I don't listen to them, and I don't like them, and that's why I don't believe in any Magno or anyone else. They're all the same rubbish, all of them.
All right, thank you very much. Anybody else on the panel want to? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Anybody else on the panel want to say anything else?
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah, go ahead. You wanted to say something, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, we got news. Some people wanted confirmation of a signing, and it's not fully done, but the agreement has been officially done. If you can believe, the only thing that needs to be done is paperwork and medical, and I think that is one signing.
Yeah, but we already knew that time. We knew that weeks ago.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were coming. They shouldn't bother, man.
Nick, let him finish. Let him finish. Yeah, let him say his bit. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, well, all I'm saying is that for fans that we're slowly losing faith, and we're ready to click to press the panic button. At least you can say we've made one signing, and I mean there's still a possibility of at least getting four more, not four more, three more to make it four. That rhymes. I didn't mean to rhyme, but anyways, with that and everything else, I mean there's still 50-50 with Raphinha and Dembele and everything.
Have you noticed one thing? The panel. I've noticed all this summer. Yeah, it's been a domino effect for this transfer. It's been a domino. It's been kind of domino effect because we got a new era, and every journalist is out there saying rumors about we're buying that player, we're buying that player. It's not true. It's not true. Like Nick said.
Because it's not true. All they do is to make money. They got a club about Chelsea Football Club, and Bobby knows this, and I know this, and a lot of people, fans know this. Chelsea real fans, we know this. We have more contacts than them. They talk a lot of rubbish, always have done, and they're not connected with the club. Not one of them.
Okay, Bobby, anything you want to say before I will call it a night since everybody else has spoken and you
finished,
haven't?
But anyways,
you haven't?
Go ahead, Ty. Deals just cut me in, so I didn't get to finish.
All right, go ahead, Ty. Go ahead, finish. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, quickly what I was trying to say that, with all of this, and like Nick and Deals were saying a while ago, it's all assumptions at the end of the day, and people just believing what their source is telling them. But at the end of the day, nothing is confirmed, and the only club that really knows what's going on is the club itself. So I think in a sense we just need to just take everything that we see with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, it was a good stream. Unfortunately, I got pulled away, so I didn't really get to hear everything. But I'm pretty sure it was a good stream. I know it's always a good stream, and thanks for having me. And it was good to hear everybody's thoughts from what I did get to hear, and just hearing the differing opinions. Bobby, always adding his his little 2 cents and expressing himself, in the realistic way that he knows and he believes is best. So I mean, it's always a good show.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ty. I'll make sure to provide your complete information in the comment chat description section of the video. Ty, Bobby, you want to say anything before I call it a day?
I think it's important for the fan base to have this signing, especially today. I know he hasn't put pen to paper, but we needed this sort of positive news. The Chelsea fan base are heavily emotionally invested in the club, myself included. That aside, there's been 20 years worth of investment, progress, and direction that's put the club at the very top of football, and we don't want to lose that. Not that we're looking to lose that, but we became quite concerned. You look around, you see all the deals done by our rivals, we have enough trouble dealing with our rivals and officials and everything that we have to deal with. So this was a bit of a feel good that we needed, and we know we need more. But to have a feel good today, I think most of us are going to sleep well tonight.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for kindly saying that. I want to thank everybody on the panel and those in the chat.
Thank you,
Again,
thank you, Coachella, for letting me come on and big up the panel as well.
No worries. Thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you for everyone. And to those of us that have the individuals there on the panel that has channels, I will provide the links. But Nick's channel isn't ready yet. We still have a lot of stuff that we have to take care of with our day and Nick himself so that his channel will be ready. But I'll provide the link to Ty's channel so that you can go check it out. With that, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for the great support. Thank you for 103 likes. And thank you for all the subscribers we've gotten this evening. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers, and I know we'll get there as soon as possible. I cannot thank you enough. You guys are absolute legend. With that, we've come to the end of the show. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow for the Blue Morning Show and the evening show also. Thank you. God bless us all, and bye.